Okay, it's confirmed at this point. OBS and Discord on my computer don't like each other.
I see.
So here's attempt number 4, I think it is.
I see.
Gee, thanks. That's
I, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, this was supposed to be a filler episode where we just have some fun. Let's rank some Kamen Rider suits that we like and dislike and explain why and have a little bit of fun and fill in until we do an episode with a guest. And like we said, this is attempt 4. This was supposed to be just fun. It just become pain. But the thing is,
it's still fun. It's
it's
just
yeah,
one of those fun
technically it's
things
just
that has technical difficulties.
yeah. And we were gonna keep doing this until we get this episode out to you people, regardless if you want it or not.
So an attempt to take out anything that could go wrong that we don't want shown on this show. I have taken steps and precautions. I hope they work this time. So let's get to it. We are rating Kamen Rider suits.
We're gonna do our bottom 10 suits and our top 15 suits. This will be Soul, then mine, and back and forth, and we'll generally discuss what we think about these suits and if we agree or disagree or go, huh, I didn't think about that suit. That's a good point.
Now, we have some honorable mentions.
Yes, both in both categories.
Right. I think we kept it to one honorable mention each.
Yes.
So let's start with my honorable mention. Well, I guess I can't really call it honorable mention. Dishonorable mention, because
Yeah.
this is my.
It's bad, but not quite bottom 10 bad. I guess it's spot 11, but it's just like it just
I
doesn't
don't.
work.
It doesn't work, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, it's from a show you like. You like the underlying base suit, but this is ZO
I
in
also like the concept they're
dub,
trying to do.
double form. What do they call these? They call them
Kamen
double form
Rider
or
double.
double arm.
Kamen Rider
Double armor.
ZO double. It always goes ZO and then whatever the Kamen Rider that they're.
Okay, so they didn't add in like armor or form into the name.
No. Because essentially he's gaining their power, so it's not. It's a
Yeah.
weird thing, but they are trying to make it look like armor he's getting from the rider.
It works right up until you get past where the arms are. Like when you keep going past the arms horizontally, it's just like
And I just
no,
don't know what the little bits hanging down are from, like on the shoulders where they're
no,
like.
no.
I can only have so much disbelief.
Yeah. Also, we try not to take in realistic, like the real world into this, but I've seen this in fight, and it's so floppy. It takes you out of the fight, and that's one of the things is if it takes you out of it, you can't
Yeah.
suspend your disbelief.
My major problem with this is that a lot of these suits, I like the idea. Like,
Hmm.
take the Kamen Rider previously and make an armor out of it. I
Yeah.
like the concept. I'm a fan of this, and I really like the show.
Hmm.
But the armor designs themselves, except for a few of them, no, it just like it's like they tried to copy Gaim, but in the worst way possible in this one.
Really, yeah.
I mean, Gaim's wasn't that much better, to be honest with you.
No, it was not. So
So
we'll
it
we'll
just,
go on to we'll go on to my dishonorable mention.
I will say one thing: at least the helmets always look a little nicer. Like the color on the helmet always looks nice on this one, in my opinion. Like,
And they at least fully committed to the whole half and half thing with double.
yeah, I'll give him that much. We're going with this one first.
This is my dishonorable mention. This is Kamen Rider Mage once it loads up. She's from Wizard. There's also a male and there's a male version of it without the skirt, which that's just a topic for later with Kamen Rider and Super Sentai when it comes to their weirdness with skirts.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I'm trying to be like not bring my biases into this, but I really
Oh,
thought Kamen Rider Wizard would give us Kamen Rider Witch as a side character.
yeah.
We didn't get like a witchy like design. We got this, which is supposed to be like a grunt suit,
Mm.
but I don't like it. There's parts I like, and there's parts
I
I
like
really hate.
the gem motives they worked with on it, like the
Yes,
centerpiece gem, the gem spikes. I'm kind of iffy on the helmet,
the helmet I'm okay with. It's
the claw.
the claw. because that's where her transformation ring is.
I mean, I can see her glove underneath the claw.
Yeah, but I also can't like picture like she needs her left hand not just to transform, but to quickly switch out spells on her right hand. So that giant claw is gonna get constantly in the way, even though there's a hand underneath it. I just can't see it being practical. Like, Soul has problems with the wizard suits not being able to punch, and I can understand that, but this is taking the inability to punch to the extreme. This prevents you from doing anything with your left hand, pretty much. I don't mind the asymmetric wing on one boot, and then the other boot has the other wing.
It doesn't bother me that much because they're on both sides, so it really
Yeah,
does give it a nicer flair to it, and it doesn't get them hitting each other on the inner side.
yeah, and I do like how it has a tail effect, but the biggest problem for this suit, it's hospital beige colored. That boring wall color wherever you go and just go, oh, hey, this is a government facility where all life is sucked out of you.
I mean, it's
How
not
do
the
you...
best color they could have gone with, but it does really highlight the gem.
It does, but you could have done it with a different color that doesn't make me think, oh, I have to sit now and get my license renewed.
Yeah, fair enough on that one.
Yeah. And like I said, I still think a Kamen Rider Witch would have been interesting.
I can agree on that one. I would have thought that would have been.
Like, we had a wizard, a archmagus, a beast mage. We didn't get, like, a witch, like a potion-y kind of magic. We just got two of the same kind of magician, and then a magician who kind of uses animals. And then we got these grunts that are basically just weaker wizards.
Yeah.
We didn't get, like,
That
anyone
seems to be
cackling.
that seems to be like a real problem with some of the Kamen Rider shows anymore. Like
Hmm.
they are getting Kamen Rider heavy in some respects.
Yes, that actually hurts some shows, in my opinion, especially if the final boss is another Kamen Rider without proper build-up.
Yeah,
I liked when evil riders were a big deal. They didn't happen every season.
I mean, I think the best one I can think of that did it right, in my opinion, was actually ZO.
I haven't finished CO, but Wizard actually did it right with Kamen
And I didn't finish Wizard, so
Yeah, but Gaim was also all Kamen Riders versus each other, but then they decided to have a traditional monster at the end, and I think that was brilliant. It was a nice subversion.
especially with how all that worked, so that was kind of a
Yeah,
nicer touch with it because they used what was going on to
yeah.
really work with it.
Hmm. But anyway, enough talk about that. Let's get on to our actual bottom 10 suits. These are the suits that we just
Okay,
do not like. Feel free to like them. If you like these suits, please tell us we're wrong. I want to know what makes
and
these
just
suits
because
work for you
they're on
people.
our bottom 10 list doesn't mean that the suits are terrible in that someone can't enjoy them. It just means that they don't work for us.
Yes.
Now you might see we see some things that do work for them, like
Yeah, we try to bring out the positives. Like, but the
yeah,
thing is, the lower on this list you get, the less positives you have,
mm-hmm.
or your level of ridiculous is so high, you have to stop and really look for
Yeah,
good
because like
things.
I said, even on wasted potential, there's always some. I always try and say at least a couple of good things because wasted potential means that there's potential there, and that's where I
Hmm.
always feel all of the Kamen Rider suits are.
Yeah,
Maybe like this one, the color was off, or it just doesn't appeal to you.
maybe all I know is if someone did a fan recolor of the beige, it might actually go up 1,000 points. But because I suck with editing, I have not been able to do that myself.
Yeah. So if you like the suits, we understand and share an opinion. I mean, if you have a different suit that's not even on any of these lists,
Yeah, if we missed out a suit that you think is terrible, please let us know because we don't know every camera suit.
yeah,
Like,
I
I
try.
have,
Well, actually,
yeah,
that should bring us to the rules. We should actually probably bring up
yeah.
because the
First of
several
all,
mentions probably don't matter.
Yeah, first of all, they have to be a Kamen Rider.
Yes.
If the show does not refer to them as a Kamen Rider, they didn't make the list. Second of
Um.
all, no stage show suits. Those have a different level of quality. Some of them are really fantastic. Vast majority of them are basically Spirit Halloween store equivalents.
Yeah. I always judge by practicality. That's
Hmm.
the first thing I have for a suit, and M knows that very well.
Practicality also matters to me too, but we have different standards of what is practical
Mm-hmm.
because we're
Um.
different people. For me, the belt itself has to work with the suit. If it's too big, I get taken out of it.
We tried to limit one belt per
Yeah,
listing.
yeah.
So
So,
it,
uh,
not the
if
person inside, but the belt
yeah,
itself.
yeah, the person inside these suits do not matter at all. We have completely taken them out of these suits. It's just the suit itself. We may like or dislike the person inside of character-wise,
Now,
but
I do have one suit on here and may remember from the previous times. It has
mm,
multiple forms, but it's still the same belt and rider.
mm.
And that's a
So we
common thing with that show. So
yeah,
it's
and we tried to pick one form per rider. So if a rider has 12 forms and we like 11 of them, oops, gotta pick one. So we won't have like, for
yeah.
example, Kamen O's who has the ability to swap his head, chest, and legs and have multiple combos. O's is on this list for me once, only once.
But basically, if it's a different belt and different suit, it counts.
Yes, if it has, especially if it has a different name, like Kamen Rider 01 and 02, same guy, different belt, different name. Did
Okay,
make the
so
list for
let's.
me though.
I
Almost
think
did.
that's about everything.
Yeah, so let's get on to your number 10.
Okay, so we have Kamen Rider Zeo Trinity.
I can see why double was your dishonorable mention because you didn't want to use Zeo twice.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to avoid. So it's like I had to pick one. It's like double at least has
Yeah, I
something.
I
I like.
I, I get what they're trying to do with this suit. It's basically 3-in-1,
Mhm.
but no,
The it's
the
not
Bandai
even a
Gold is good though.
the gold highlights throughout the suit is nice.
Yeah, there's too much going on in the main helmet.
There's too much going on in the main helmet, and the chest piece and the shoulder pads are not bad because it's showing the three common riders there.
Yeah,
Like I get what they're trying to go with the helmet. It's like a piece of each rider is there. I get
yeah,
that, but
but they could have like made that the helmet, like have a Zeo's pink eyes, Waz's silver frame shape of it, and Gates's lack of I don't know. I don't know. This is like, and honestly a 2-in-1 fusion hard. 3-in-1 fusion? Ugh. Not a job I want.
I mean I do like they kept to the watch theme with all of it.
Mhm.
Um,
This basically just makes me think of someone going on a business trip and they need 3 watches for 3 time zones.
well, technically it's four because you got the watch on his face too,
Oh yeah, yeah.
so he can do four time zones.
That sounds like a hell of a jet lag.
I think the things on the side of his head too, the extra belts, the red and green belts on the side of his head, look really odd.
Yeah, now that you mention it, that's just what?
Extra needlessness.
Yeah, I get it. They really wanted to show you that 3 guys fused into
I
one.
mean, why this is the top of the worst is because the general shape of the armor is nice with the
Yeah,
collar, the general helmets. Like I said, the chest piece with the three different heads is fine.
yeah.
I'm not even mad about the two different colors going down his arms because it represents the riders that are connected to the arms.
That works, but it's all just the mishmash of colors in the head. I think.
Yeah, it's definitely the helmet that's the worst of this. Like that's
Like I
why
like I
I
even I do not envy them for making this suit. Like even my attempt to try and fix it, it's pretty close to what they have, and I don't thinking about what I said, I still don't like what I said.
yeah. But I mean, it's
Like
just it works, but it's just not there for me.
yeah, it's close.
So
My number 10 is kind of along the same mentality. I don't like it being on this list, but it just does not work for me.
ah,
And for my number 10, we have the fourth common writer, Rider Man. I'm basically picking on Grandpa. I feel so bad for this, but nothing about this suit works.
the only thing that works as we is the antenna,
Yeah, the
the
antenna
the the V in the helmet.
and the V in the stomach and in the chest, yeah.
Yeah.
But the puffy Marty McFly lifesaver vest thing,
I mean, I
no.
just think that's supposed to be armor. That's a terrible idea. Have the whole entire center piece open.
Yup. With an arrow pointing to shoot my unguarded face. In fact, 2 arrows saying point my unguarded face.
Aim
I
here,
do not.
stupid.
I don't like his mouth being exposed.
I
I mean,
mean,
I like the idea of a muffler for the suit, but I don't think yellow was the right choice. Like, the blue of the helmet or the green of the arrows would
I'm
have been
just not a
much
big
better.
fan where his eyes are on that helmet.
Yeah, they look like he's very, well, I guess the joke is bug-eyed.
I mean, I'll have a problem with a couple of helmets on my good list,
Hmm.
but not to this effect. Like he doesn't look like he can see straight ahead of him.
No. Now, I won't make fun of the belt because it's an old prop and it's designed to
I'm actually
swap it.
okay with the belt.
Yeah, it's got big buttons on it that lets him change out his right arm for his weapons because dude's got no superpowers. He's not a cyborg except for his right arm is replaceable. I will give him this though. Him showing up with no powers in that suit, dude must have cojones. But is it also doesn't work in story. Like, this is the son of or the grandson of the leader of Shocker, and this is his grandson or son going to combat for Shocker in that suit. Like, Shocker made Kamen Rider 1, 2, in a sense. Didn't make 3, but 3 used their tech to be made. So you'd think he'd have a better suit.
I
Or
can't argue
at
that
least
point because
or at
there's
least
just,
superpowers.
or a robotic sidekick to do all the fighting.
I don't know. Like, how much did your dad or grandpa hate you to give you this to fight with? I forget where the real backstory of Rider Man because it's from the Showa
Well,
era, and like I
let
said,
me ask you this: how much do you hate yourself to tell the enemy where to shoot you?
yeah, like I feel mean though for picking on this suit. It's from the
I mean,
70s or
the
very early
gloves,
80s.
the boots, and kind of work like to match the black.
Yeah, they do. Like
Um,
there is a good idea, but like I said, I feel like I'm picking
it
on
all just
grandpa.
kind of falls apart in the center, actually.
It yeah, no. Even what should work doesn't work.
No, no, it does not.
And I feel really sad for Rider Man. And I have to agree with a lot of the Japanese fans. I don't like helmets with faces exposed.
I
I
mean,
think
I
only
get why they're
Batman can pull
exposed
that
for
off.
easier breathing and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah,
but at the same time, if you go into combat, this is
especially
kind of a
with like
vital area.
especially with like the monsters that Kamen Riders fight.
Especially with
No.
humans designed, if you get punched just right in the chin, you get concussed.
Oh yeah, yeah. I forgot about that.
So, no, not even in
No,
a fist fight would I wear this.
no. But then again, Rider Man has a big set of balls to wear this though.
Yeah, but then you can just get kicked there.
I think they might be solid steel, so you might break your foot kicking him.
Well, that's why the monsters are doing the kicking.
But then again, maybe you should have the arrows pointing there instead.
Okay, let's get on to my next one. We'll stop picking on Grandpa.
Yeah, number 9 for you.
Kamen Rider Decade. Or not Decade, the end.
The End. This is a suit I actually really like, but I completely understand why
It,
you don't.
it's really the concept that he's supposed to be a shooter is what really throws me off on this one.
Hmm.
The blue is a nice shade of blue. I really
Oh,
like it.
that's a crisp bluish cyan. Like, mwah.
I mean, my biggest problem is the visor. I get why it's like that. Like, I'm
Mhm.
not like from
It-
the
it's it's card slotted into the helmet
right,
because he's a card themed fighter,
but
also barcode themed.
yeah. But the problem that hits me is that he's supposed to be aiming through these things,
Hmm.
and that's going to be an issue to me.
To be fair, a lot of his shots are either giant kamehamehas or small
Right?
multi-shot trackers, but not always.
No. The belt is nice. I give it that.
It's kind of technically pointless.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not in the way, and it's a nice little detail.
It's there for his upgrade later, and the card holder on his left hip, which is important for him to
And a
because he
nice
uses
gold
card.
highlights. Kamen Rider uses gold very well.
Yeah, that's more of a yellowish gold, but still really nice. And
Well,
the
I'm just saying,
silver
in
trim.
general, they use gold very well.
Yeah, don't know why, don't know how, don't know what magic they've done.
And the shoulders just. It doesn't feel like it's going to be able to lift his arms up the way it should. Like, in the show, he
Hmm.
probably does.
Yeah, they have they're on hinges, I believe.
Yeah. But,
I get it. It just doesn't work for you, and sometimes that's all it is.
yeah. All right.
I personally really like the end suit myself, but can't make someone like everything.
Now. Aha.
So my number 9 is from the Reiwa era. This is Kamen Rider Demon's Trooper Beta.
Also
or
known
as
as rejected Ghostbuster design.
it's basically a guy in a Ghostbuster jumpsuit with random bits of armor glued
I mean,
on.
this kind of looks like Egon's experiments gone wrong.
It feels like Egon got a ghost stuck in something halfway. The belt I like. The actual chest piece, the gauntlets, and the greaves, I do like those with the hazard stripes on them.
Mm.
But the one yellow or yellowish orange shoulder pad, what?
Yeah, the helmet's
And
not doing it any favors.
the helmet would be good. Either fully commit to the whole weird jaw thing and give it on the other side, or remove it. Because I like the creepy yellow mono
Well,
eye
you know
thing.
what would work for me? If it looked like less like they just put it on top of the helmet and more like it was breaking out of the helmet.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of hot glued there.
Yeah, I think that's the problem with
And
that is that they
and
hot
then
glued that thing there.
and zoom in on the knees right quick
Yep,
if you could.
sure. Give me 1 second.
See, most Kamen Rider suits have like a spandex or a leather suit underneath. This is literally just someone's work suit overalls. It's got zippers here and there. What does a Kamen Rider need zippers for? Also, what's the point of pockets like that? Are they pockets?
Yeah, they're pockets.
Okay. What would you store there that you need in combat?
Bullets.
I don't think he has a gun.
You asked me
And
what I
how
would
often,
store there, not what he's storing.
and how often does a Kamen Rider need to reload?
Eh.
Yeah.
I mean, to
Uh,
be fair, if this was like a haphazard made Kamen Rider suit, like someone like trying to copy some certain technology, I could buy it more.
yeah, as I have not watched Kamen Rider Revive, I don't know much about the suit. I just was, browsing around and I saw this and I just stared at it for like 5 minutes going, what are you for?
I mean, this
It
could
just,
make like an interesting like experimental suit that they didn't quite get right.
there's also Kamen Rider Demon Troopers Alpha, which I didn't like as well, but because I didn't have any ties this time. Last time we've had multiple ties, but this time we figured, you know what, just streamline it as friggin' we can.
Yeah.
Don't like Alpha as anymore. Like you literally could switch Alpha or Beta for me right now, and they both have problems.
Yeah. I think this one does have the worst with the helmet though.
Yeah, it could have been good.
All right, let's get to my next one.
Number 8.
Hold on a second, I just gotta close the windows.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we have Kamen Rider Beast.
Another suit that really works for me, but I cannot argue why it doesn't work for you. Again, let's just point out right away. My God, that Bandai Gold is delicious.
Yeah, it's always the gold that works out well for him.
Yeah.
Let me just-
Also, one of our running jokes that has died because this podcast has probably been done multiple times. At least he has knee pads.
Yeah, you'll be hearing that a couple of times throughout this entire thing.
But I know from doing this suit a few times, you at least like the colors. The green is good. The white muzzle is muzzle is good.
Yeah,
The gold is good, and that black is really just
yeah.
a good
I also
standout.
like the little details of the whiskers and the general mouthpiece on him.
And the little gem in the head.
The problem gets to the shoulders, which I know he's supposed to have like a cape on one side like a matador, but
hmm
the standard just doesn't work for me.
Would you have liked the line on both shoulders or the lionless shoulder on both?
I would have taken either the line on both sides, like,
Mhm.
or a line in the center and just two shoulder pads.
Fair enough.
And my
Let me get to the belt. That is
uh,
still one of my favorite belts.
it's not a bad belt. That saves it from going up higher on the list. I would say that much.
Yeah,
But
the
also,
actual
what kills
lion.
me is his boots.
They look just like shoes.
Well, that and the straps.
Yeah, they're going for a Greco-Roman gladiator.
And the problem is that the bottom of the shoes really just stayed solid black. So it looks like they just put a strap over his foot and left it there.
Yeah, they didn't finish with the whole sandal motif.
Yeah. And that just drives me up a wall with that.
Mm.
I like, and again, anything with Wizard, I'm not a big fan of the rings. But I get that it's part of the show and that they mostly use weapons and kicks for their attacks.
hmm
But even if I was going into a fight with a weapon or my main motive was kicking, I wouldn't wear these to punch with.
Like they don't.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying like, or I mean, the fight with in general.
Hmm.
So,
All right, time for my number 8. We're heading all the way to Kamen Rider Ryuki with Kamen Rider Scissors.
oh boy,
First of all, that name. Don't run with him. This is a crab themed rider. God, does it not work at all? Does he have like a crab face in his chest? It looks more like a bird in his chest. His one weird scissory claw thing on his left arm. His helmet. Zoom on his helmet because his helmet is like 3 crabs, I think. There's a crab sitting on his head. The pincers are his eye. The weird little antenna do not work for it.
I kind of like the antennas.
I like the green gem. I like the use of the little green gem.
I think it's got the crab legs for shoulder pads.
What the hell? That's a bird face. That is a bird face. You can't convince me otherwise that's in his chest.
It's the bird asking, "What am I doing here?"
Exactly. Now, the Ryuki builds themselves are all the same except for with a different crest in the center, which I don't hate his crest. It's a little bit silly, but in the good, silly way.
It's a crab. What you expect?
Yeah. And then we get the rest of the Ryuki suit, which is...
Hey M. At least he's got D-pads.
You know, I don't hate the rest of the Ryuki suit, but it just doesn't, like, wow me. But the thing is, they're all supposed to be the same suit with different animal motifs stapled on top.
Yeah, that's a lot. Another common thing with a lot of Kamen Riders nowadays. There's like a common basic suit, and then there's an add-on.
Yeah. But I don't think they went enough with the add-ons for this one. I don't know. It just feels very... nothing below the
Well,
legs.
first of all, you called them Kamen Rider Scissors.
Yeah.
That's the first problem. But that's
get
not
that
part of
they
this
didn't-
critique,
yeah,
I don't think.
Yeah. I get they didn't want to call them like Kamen Rider Cancer or Krabby. Honestly, Kamen Rider Krabby would be even the worst name.
Kamen Rider Crustacean?
And that would have been better, actually. But,
I mean, then you could just throw in like a lobster or whatever the hell you want onto it as well for extra abilities.
yeah, but... Crab. Then again, that crab holding a knife is very scary.
You see a crab hold a knife?
There's an old viral video of a crab running around holding a knife in one of its pincers.
Yeah, I know. There's also one of a crab with a knife trying to smash open a coconut.
I have not seen that one.
He wasn't getting anywhere.
Probably not. But yeah, this one just... What do you think? So is it just... Does it wow you?
It doesn't wow me. It's like, I don't... I'm indifferent. Like, I don't hate it. I don't like it. It's just, I'm indifferent to it.
Yeah, it's just...
Like, it wouldn't be on my worst or best list, but I could see why it would be for somebody else.
I also just don't like crustaceans. They remind me too much of insects.
I think if I had to pick something I didn't like about it, it would be the shoulder pads.
Yeah, the shoulder pads look really weird to me. For me, it's the bird face. The bird face is all I can see. And it just looks like so stupid. What does the bird want to ask us?
I think I know what the bird wants to ask us. What is this?
Too much gold.
Yeah, when they don't do gold right, they really don't do gold right.
This is Kamen Rider
Grand
Zio.
Zio. Now,
Which again, Zio's on your list again, but this is technically a different one character. It's not 3 fused into one.
yeah, it's plus those honorable mention, and that was technically 3 in 1, the 2 different characters. So I kind of cheated on that one, but
You kind of did, but just because this is too much.
yeah. See, this looks better. I said it as a 2D picture than it does in 3D.
Yeah, all the sculpted riders are in 3D. If you zoom in, you can actually see that they're kind of a little bit standing out.
Yeah, but it doesn't look. Like I told Em when I was looking at this. This looks better as a picture drawn than it did in the actual 3D art.
The worst is the Zio on top of his head.
I mean, I get what they're trying to go for, and I appreciate the effort.
Yeah, it's homaging a suit I'm pretty sure will be on your top 10, top 15, and also a suit from Counter Ghost. But third time was definitely not the charm.
No. The major problem here is, first of all, the statues sticking out. There's something about them that the way they were sticking out, it just didn't work.
No.
Now if they just been like flat cards, or maybe like, um, I forget the term, but like the flat gold things you put on your walls,
Uh, Sigils, symbols, hieroglyphs.
something like that. Like they were flat, but they had like depth to them in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
It probably would have worked better.
Yeah.
The belt is a definite no.
That watch on the left is so
Oh
huge.
my god, it just like the thing is, it does collapse down and then it pops open.
I kind of wish it was open, and then when he put it on, it collapsed inward to symbolize that all the riders are being forced into him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the general shape works, and I get, like I said, the spikes on the shoulders, the spike on the helmet,
The actual shoulders shaped like wings kind of thing works too.
the helmet looks just fine.
The yellow strap for the center line looks good too.
Like in general, it works, but the statues look, like I said, in 2D it's hard to see it, but this just does not look well in actual
No,
show. I mean, I do like having the collar guard.
you are a sucker for a collar guard. I've noticed that.
Yeah, I'd rather not have my neck swiped at.
I mean, fair enough.
But it's definitely the belt is the biggest thing on this. So,
I feel like they'll like throw off all your center of balance, but it's not even the worst belt. The worst belts are yet to come.
oh god, no. All right. Oh yeah, this one.
Yeah, this will be Kamen Rider Toki. I believe that's what it's pronounced from. Kamen Rider Hibiki. Where do we start? I guess we start with the biggest flaw. He looks like one of those He-Man costumes with the fake muscles. Only they decided to like crush it with like a weird bone piece of armor. Like I like the teeth on the above the abs,
Teeth, claws, something that's looking
yeah.
feral on
But
there.
the actual chest piece itself, it looks very lumpy and uneven, which I guess is going for like a natural thing. I don't know. But then his arms. This guy would never be able to touch his own nose.
Sir, we're just gonna need you to touch your nose and stand on one leg. Just make sure you're not drunk. I can't touch my nose. He's drunk. Rest him.
I can't stand on one. I can't stand on 1 foot over. I'm really lopsidedly heavy. Like the actual white and the blue used for the slight detail to the suit, I do like. But then we get to the helmet. Odd, odd. Like I get it's supposed to be the animal teeth of someone eating your face, but they made his face blank, which doesn't really work for me. And the horn on the head, I know it's an oni. I know it's a demon.
I mean, I
But that's
kind of like the actual design of the light on the helmet.
yeah, I do. I just wish it was the helmet. Like they didn't do the vacant face underneath it. And also the one thing that just grabs your eye's attention, the black crotch. I get it's supposed to be traditional Japanese underwear, which is usually white, but I don't know, making it black just seems like
A little too much.
it feels like a void and your eyes are drawn there too.
Yeah, I mean, it just.
No, it's I just picture him being like the original Tim Burton Batman, having to just constantly turn instead of twisting to look.
My God, it's like having tank controls all over again.
Oh my god, yes. And the one thing you don't want as a commoner is have 10 controls.
God, I didn't want tank controls in my Resident Evil games.
No. All right, let's go on to your number 6. Because, oh boy. Now this suit is Gates Majesty. Works
Yes.
for me. It fixes the statue problem. I would have preferred the watches be used for Grand ZO as well. Let's get down to why you don't like this suit.
Okay, first of all, it's the clash. The first thing is. Now, if there's a set pattern to the watches, I don't know it. So that kind of throws me off. Like, are they in series order? I'd have to check. But using the watches, yes, that is a slight better. But the other thing is that really throws me off about this is the multitude of gold coloring on this thing. Like like the gold, like how many different colors of yellow gold, gold, softer gold, metallic gold.
Yeah, it's throwing your eyes for a loop.
It's a little too much. Also with the different variety colors of red.
Hmm.
If they use some other different colors, maybe from other riders, something might have been better. But they're trying to use two colors and like 20 different shades of it.
Yeah, all the shades. I like the cape at least.
The cape is nice. I will give it that one. The only reason
Like,
I'll be honest, I'm a little biased. I do like Zeo better, so that may be why he didn't get worse than this one. But
fair enough. This one really makes me think of Iron Man 3, which is actually a movie I liked, even though I know a lot of people didn't like the twist of that movie.
eh. And
But
once again, the goddamn belt.
yeah, again, we cannot.
I mean, the Zeo belt itself, the Zeo driver, the centerpiece, and one watch or two, like with this
The same
size,
size.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
no.
I actually have this belt. I liked it that much. I got it.
But this one with its pop out, you're going to knock it off.
Not only that, it's begging to be grabbed. Like, I know it's not perfect. I know it's a children's show, but this thing is just
Yeah, you're either going to knock it off if you grab your side and then move too fast,
yeah.
or the enemy will catch it, or it'll get caught up on something else. Again, our suspension of disbelief is not there.
And I just think it would have been a better idea if the watch was big when you had it, and then it collapsed it down when you put it on to show that all powers are going into one source.
Yep.
I
Because
mean,
you've already got you've got the statues and the watches on the armor to represent them already out of you.
yeah. I mean, the general shape of it is I really like. Like the shoulder
I love
pads are shaped
yeah.
nicely. The
I like
helmet's
the gem.
fine.
I like the gem in the center of the chest above the two red watches.
Hmm.
I'm a sucker for chest gems.
I mean, to be fair, when I think Majesty or Royalty, this does give it a better feel for it.
You know what it makes me think of?
What's that?
Someone trying to live up to being royalty without actually being royalty.
You know, I can see it now.
Compensation royalty.
But like I said, it's the shifting tones of red. It's like if you start at the top and you look down, you don't see a consistent color tone.
Mm.
And some of the yellow just looks kind of gaudy.
Especially on the fingers.
Yeah, it just looks like if it had been matching maybe his gauntlets a little more, it probably would have looked better.
Yeah, either make the fingers match the gauntlets or make the gauntlets match the fingers.
Yeah, but there's just too much shading of two colors throughout the entire thing, except for the watches. And that just.
Yeah.
But I'll give him this. He at least has knee pads.
Yeah. All right, we're on to my number 6.
Okay, let's see what you got, Em. Ah, her.
I hate putting her on this list because there's not enough female commenters, but this one says, we need a Kamen Rider to appeal to young girls. This is Kamen Rider Poppy.
Oh, boy.
We're going to see a few other examples of X8 on this list, but this is our first X8 rider, which I'm just going to say it out loud first. I think X8 has the worst suits overall. I don't care the quality of the show. It's probably one of the best ever, but these suits just took me out of the show.
I've only seen maybe one, maybe two X8 suits I like, but not enough to have them on my good list. Like, they exist. I can kind of like them, but
this one really feels like we need a female counter. Let's hit the girl trope checklist. Let's see. Main color has to be either pink or yellow. Okay. Needs to have hearts all over it. Okay. Needs cute eyes. Okay. Needs pink hair. Okay. And needs a hair accessory. Oh, and has to be in a dress.
I mean, the dress doesn't bother me on this one.
It bothers me slightly, but that's because I just dislike that shade of yellow.
Yeah, I'm talking about general shade. The color is horrendous.
The shoulder pads are... What? I just don't get those shoulder pads.
You know what really throws me off? And
What?
her leggings.
Yeah, why does she have a garter belt?
Like, why is the one leg have it and the other doesn't? It's not like they're separate.
It's not like she's hiding a gun in there like some characters would have. And it's not that I dislike the shade of pink on her. I actually think the shade of pink on her is quite nice, but it's just it feels like they had to use
And
pink
the
because
helmet really doesn't appeal to me. I like X8's helmets are just,
yeah, they're
eh.
just bad. This is the only helmet though that the anime eyes work. Also, she has the better belt from X8. I
Yeah,
know this is the second belt that's used by a few characters. That belt is much better than the main belt from X8. I'm just gonna say that.
yeah.
I think
I think
the
I know
and
why the helmet
also
doesn't work for me, and the eyes don't work for me either on this one. It's just the eyes. It needs more detail than just a black void there.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's hard to say, but like I can see, like if you zoom in, you can see where the nose is on the person.
mm-hmm.
But because it's all black,
Is the
it's just a pair of eyes there.
is the black supposed to represent like where skin would be? Like, is in that case she would be showing a lot of skin not protected? Is that what it's supposed to represent?
But
In
yeah,
that case, she's wearing sandals. It's just it just does not work,
no, it really doesn't.
and I don't want to be picking on just X8, but honestly, I could have made the entire 10 list out of X8 suits.
Yeah, there is just something that just it.
There's one on this list that Soul put there. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to talk about it twice. Soul can destroy the suit for me.
Oh God.
Yeah, but let's get onto the actual bottom five. These are our creme de la crap.
Hi, Axel.
You're from a fantastic show, but stop rubbing your crotch at us.
Oh my God, that is the. I'm sorry, that's my biggest thing with this suit. Actually,
Yeah,
like, imagine you're going into a fight. This guy stands up before you, and the first thing he does to charge up his attack, he revs his crotch at you. I'd be at a loss of words.
yep.
Hell, I am at a loss of words.
He also has a clutch break on his crotch.
Don't touch it. Only his girlfriend's allowed to.
However, many people are allowed to ride him beside his girlfriend.
Yeah, I'll get to that in
Yeah,
a second.
yeah. Now, what we will say is the red, silver, and of course the blue lights in that helmet are fantastic.
And you
All of,
almost the blue light almost kind of shows where his skull is in the helmet.
and it's blue because in Japanese they don't have a green light; they have a blue light.
Yeah.
So he's basically saying, "I'm about to go kick your ass."
But is there a reason why his fuel tank fuels up in the chest?
See, if it was on his left side, I'd say it's where his heart is.
I mean the color. At least the color was consistent. The
Yes,
coloring.
although every time I look at the color red on his suit, I keep thinking of candy apples, and it makes me hungry. I do like his feet. His feet have good weight to them.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a sturdy weight on them.
The suit feels heavy duty. It's just okay. The handles on his shoulder, on behind his neck, are for a bike tire, but they also make us think of let's jump on his back and steer him.
Yeah, it's just. And speaking of steering him,
By taking the device off his belt, he can turn himself into a bike. We tried not to pick on Kamen Rider CGI, so there are no pure CGI suits. But because he turns into a CGI bike, we could pick on him. My God, is this design stupid? Also, he's broken his neck and twisted his spine because, hey, look, the gas cap that was on his right pec is now on his back.
yeah, this is just not.
Also, you're riding on his butt when you sit on him.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just.
there's some cleverness, like the feet being so industrial led to them being the exhaust. That's pretty smart.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I,
ingenious. And the wheels in the center where his legs kind of
combined.
twisted for that, or I guess it just moved around his leg.
Yeah, because when he was in his rider form, he had a half wheel on each leg, so they combined together in one wheel. It changes size, but that's not something we actually complain about.
No, but I did notice something that's throwing me off on this one.
Oh,
It looks like a goldish silver in this form, and then
that
it
might just be
changes to a
it
pure
lighting.
silver here. But I'm hoping that's just lighting.
I'm pretty sure it is just lighting.
but
But
still.
God, his neck.
And it's like, I mean, having this piece attached to him isn't really a problem, but when it's attached to him in his normal form, it's like someone's just gonna grab
That,
that from you on behind.
wait, wouldn't that smack him in the face at certain angles when he hits the shocks?
I guess so, actually.
Also, where did the butt flap come from for the additional seating?
Um, on
Let's
to the
not
next
answer
one.
that question. All right, well, it got into my number 5, which is another Showa suit, but it's a movie Showa suit. And this is a complete B problem. This is Kamen Rider Shin, not to be confused with the upcoming movie Shin Kamen Rider, but he's from the movie Kamen Rider Shin. I'm going to keep making that joke because it annoys the frick out of me that they're making another movie with Shin in the title of Kamen Rider. Anyway, most Kamen Riders wear suits. This guy turned into a giant grasshopper man. I don't like bugs.
No, you generally don't, do you?
No. And this one
So for
has
M's
the
sake, I'm not gonna bother zooming in on this one.
it, you can zoom in, I just won't be looking at the screen.
And I
But
apologize for the size shifting. I am trying to work out some minor issues in OBS, but generally this is going well.
yes. Okay, this suit has a problem of they did too good of a job. Like I hate that to be a problem. Like, congratulations, you have disgusted me by working too hard. It's highly detailed. It looks like a carapace, but they also made it hairy in places. The feet creep the hell out of me. And then let's not talk about the face.
Yeah, the feet
That
are definitely the worst part here, in my opinion. Like,
ugh,
they just kind of just
what are they?
yeah, the bump over and then the claws are really like if those were pointed downwards, that'd probably work a little better.
Unless he's kicking up a lot. Oh, and this is not a statement about the suit, but this movie is really gory for no reason because they wanted to make Kamen Rider adult.
I mean, the coloring's not bad, but
Too good of a job.
yeah.
And this is, like I said, this is a 100% me problem. But the thing is, because it creeps me out so much, it had to be my bottom 5. It doesn't deserve to be on this list, in my opinion, but at the same time, every time it's on screen on anything, I'm just like, ugh!
All right, so let's get M's Nightmare Fuel off the table.
Yes, let's go on to number 4.
So this is Kamen Rider was Kikai. Okay, first of all, just the wrong colors really just don't work on this thing.
I feel like I just dropped acid with all the colors I'm seeing.
So, I mean, it's supposed to be a Kamen Rider suit based off a robot Kamen Rider. So, points for that one.
I guess.
But the actual suit itself, this feels more like an actual like it's gonna feel weird to say this. This feels kind of like a cheap child's action figure.
Yeah, it feels like you went to the dollar store and bought an action figure. You know, one of those ones where they have like collect all the superheroes, and then Shrek is on the background of the card of the toy. You
I
know what
mean,
I'm talking about?
I the button on the crotch does no favors.
Oh my god! I don't want to know that activates.
Um,
The shoulder pads are they wheels? What are they?
I forget to be honest with you. I couldn't find any shots of him. But there's another button on his chest, two
There's
more in
one
his
below.
midsection. So I guess they're like bolts. So that just
Ye-
raises
Oh,
further questions.
oh, he's such a bad action figure. They put the screws in the front, not the back.
Um,
I will say this: I like the gold antlers he's got or horns.
yeah, the mechanical horn. They're actually
I
supposed to be
like
like
grabby hands.
grabby hands or like
Pincers.
pincers or like the big cranes that pick up the steel girders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because
Crane.
the crane arms. Because this is the Kamen Rider that he's based off to use these ones.
Mm,
I won't go into details because it'll take way too long. I'm not going over all of Zeo, despite how much I love it. It's
that's
kind of
fair.
like the construction like Kamen Rider robot, using construction abilities to fight evil robots. And this doesn't really give that overall feel.
No, this gets the overall feel if someone decided to melt all their crayons together.
Yeah, I mean the least revolting thing is at least his belt's out of the way,
Yes.
and he's got knee pads.
Yes. Although it looks like he's wearing gym shoes.
It looks like he's wearing gym shoes and he put giant Tic Tacs on his knee pads.
Oh my god, those are Tic Tacs. The rare bluish Tic Tacs.
I mean,
It's worse when it's a suit of a character you like being like bad, isn't it?
yeah, it this
This suit will not cause anyone to rejoice.
no, and I really love his speeches, but this just like, and this is actually the worst of his three. Actually, I was looking through all three of them because none of them are really that great.
Yeah, his base form's all right.
Yeah, but this just no,
No,
and the huge problem right here.
I
Like,
mean at least he's protecting something.
yeah, but this is worse than the your big white guy. His
Oh yeah, his weird void thing.
yeah, this is worse. I'd rather take the void.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I wouldn't, but yeah, I can see that. All right.
And like you said,
Well,
the
now,
acid trip is not helping.
it really does feel like someone just took something aside. More colors, more color.
And there's not even that many colors. It's just
They feel like there's more to me, at least.
I think
Like
what it is,
every time I look, I see a different color on top of another color.
I think
There's
what it is,
blue
it's
is
one thing. It's the lighting, just really with that silver. It just really reflects the light a lot,
yeah.
and it's just too much neon coloring.
Poor Wasp. All right, I set my number 4.
I'm just a second. I'm just trying to resize.
No problem. Kamen Rider Snipe Bang Bang Mode. This takes Soul's problem with Kamen Rider at the end and decides to crank it right up.
Oh God, yes.
Also, it shows off the main Gaim belt, which I
To be fair, if it
hate.
wasn't for another Kamen Rider, this
that
would have
guy.
been on my list.
It shows the main X8 belt, and I hate the X8 belt so much. I think it's my least favorite Kamen Rider belt ever. But that might be because it's yellow and pink, which I don't think are good colors together, and I just don't like yellow. But anyway, let's get to the actual problem of the suit.
One moment.
The arms.
Oh, the arms. Okay.
Okay, first of all, the shoulders are just gonna clash together constantly. I get it. He's supposed to be like an immovable fortress that just shoots forward. But how does he aim?
My question is, has he changed his belt?
Did those shoe boats come off his hands? His hands make me think of, hey, I just emptied this box of pop cans. I would put my arm in it and be a robot.
You know what I'm just imagining? Him going up to random stages. Hey, listen, could you close my belt?
Yeah, and the thing is, he's supposed to be a mobile fortress, but there is no protection on his legs. He is top heavy with no bracing. He's going to fire and knock himself on his ass.
Or someone's gonna come up behind him with a wiffle ball bat.
Yep. He doesn't look like he can even kneel down for proper shooting, which he's called Snipe. He should do that. And then he has my biggest pet peeve when it comes to snipers: covering an eye. Yes, a sniper looks through the scope and they focus with it. No, snipers actually use both eyes to get a full view of everything around them, then zoom in. In fact, a sniper prefers having additional eyes. That's why snipers have spotters. I do like his captain hat.
It's a very nice captain hat.
I am out of positives for this suit because even the torso, the chest, makes me think it should fold up and a little airplane should land on it. Like this is supposed to be a reference to those gotcha games where you buy the anime girls that are also battleships.
Hmm.
I didn't get the appeal to that, and they have the advantage of hot, sexy girls.
I think my major problem with this one is number one, the belt system. I did not like these belts either.
No,
Like,
they're
I don't look
too.
at that and think game console.
No, you know what I think of when I see that?
What's that?
You remember whenever you went to like a dollar store and saw the little things you put change in and hope you get like a tiny little gotcha thing out of?
Oh, the gotcha machines.
Yeah, it makes me think of that, only cheaper.
I'm not sure what it makes me think of, but it's not definitely not video game.
No, it's definitely not video games.
And the fact
At
that
least
he's not raising his arms to a
no.
certain degree.
Like the turrets on the middle turrets on his arms. How do they aim anywhere besides forward and slightly down? Because they can't like aim up because they're gonna hit the turrets on his shoulders.
I mean,
They have
down's
to
gonna be
like,
difficult because they're gonna aim into his arms.
yep.
Yeah, so
Like the only cannons that work, in my opinion, are the ones actually on his shoulders. Those actually work. Makes sense. But this is no heavy arms.
but yeah, I think the only positive is the hat.
Yeah,
So
nice hat.
moving right along.
We're on to number three.
Anybody got any
Uh,
tinfoil?
I think he's got all the tinfoil.
My
Like this is
God,
this is
why?
this is Kamen Rider Forza electric switch.
Forza Elec.
Elec. Okay. Now, he's supposed to be wrapped in that heat-resistant blankets. You know that help with both being too cold or too warm.
Which even
But
they
when
look
it
like tinfoil, but
yeah, but when it's bright friggin' yellow, it makes me think of two things. One, someone peed on it first, and two, what are you trying to do with yellow? Like, and then we get to the yellow on his helmet. It's even a different shade of yellow. It looks weird.
like, first of all, the shape of his helmet is not encouraging.
No, it's a rocket ship. Forza is space themed. So using the space blanket, okay, that's clever. Why did you make it piss yellow?
And I guess these are supposed to be like conductors or something.
They look like tires.
They look like
Yeah.
terribly designed yo-yos.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like someone was trying to create like a super futuristic yo-yo and failed.
They feel like they're like if someone tried to make a Beyblade knockoff with yo-yos instead.
And then there's the belt. Oh God, do we hate this belt?
Yeah, it's not the worst belt, but it's probably number two. I get the idea of it. Like there are four slots for Zay. Each slot has like a symbol inside. So the one on the left is the electric one. That's why he has electric mode, and that's why his right arm has the weapon. And then one's has an X inside that goes on the X on his foot, and one has a diamond or a triangle that
Triangle.
goes. Yeah,
But
yada yada yada. It's to make it easy for the kids to go. X goes in X, circle goes in circle, triangle goes in triangle, square goes in square. Yay! I passed my kindergartens.
my God, I wonder if Forza sucks. He's made for kindergartners.
Yeah, like I like the idea of him having modular arm pieces and leg pieces, but the play school colors on the white for the X and the triangle and the square and the circle. He's
I mean,
basically baby's first PlayStation.
yeah, and it's just I can't get behind this.
And the thing is, when Soul doesn't like your electric form, you done fucked up.
Yeah, I love
That le-
electricity attacks.
yeah, that's his favorite thing in most things. Like someone shows electric powers, they usually get a bonus point for Soul for free. But this one,
I think it's the
I
color of the yellow that really just like. First of all, the space blanket idea, fine. Like it's a spacesuit to be in space.
yeah
But when you make it look like you wrapped yourself in tinfoil, I think there's an issue.
yeah that space blanket stuff is hard to pull off in shows unless you use the actual thing. I don't mind his weapon so much, but it doesn't wow me. And I do kind of like the blue for his eyes.
I
But
I
that
will give
means
it the
but that
blue
means
eyes, but
but that means I have to look at his helmet, and I don't like looking at his helmet.
I mean, I don't even mind that his one arm's golden, showing where all his power form in that arm is. I don't
That actually
mind that,
that actually kind of works.
but it's the color yellow that they chose. Like that shade does not work for it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I mean, they have it's technically a space fantasy at this point. Work
Yeah,
with it.
yeah. And then we get back to the belt with its giant handle, which he has to pull forward every time he activates a new power.
There's
He,
just
his arm is going to get caught in that so many times.
yeah. You ever think he ever actually activates or deactivates a power doing that?
Well, considering one of his power-ups we'll see later involves him using rockets stupidly, yes. And I honestly think he'd blast himself off as if he was Team Frickin' Rocket. And they have more dignity than this suit.
All right, let's get to yours because I'm tired of looking at that.
This one's not going to help your eyes much
I'm
better.
sorry. Can we go back?
This is Counter Drive, Formula, Jackie. Where do we begin with Counter
First of
Drive?
all, the name.
Yeah. Type Formula. Oh, okay, it's based off a Formula One racer.
I can work with that.
Jackie. Jackie refers to the arm jack on his arm. The bright green car jack. First of all, how is that a weapon? Like, who came up with that for a weapon?
I don't know, but
And
whoever it is, they need to be fired.
and then why did you make it bright preschool green? Anyway, the actual major problem with the type formula is he has a 41 Racer spoiler on the front of his chest. Please explain why someone thought that was a good idea.
Well, wait.
Then he
I guess I can't.
then he's got spoilers on his helmet, and then an additional spoiler on his helmet, which appears to be misaligned in this photo. I don't know if that's how it looks in the show because I couldn't get into Drive because well, my joke for Drive is Drive type boring. Like, go ahead, like Drive. It probably was quite good, but the first episode bored the crap out of me.
I don't know. This I heard of Drive storyline, and I just no.
No. Then we have belt number 3 on the worst belt list.
Oh God, this.
First of all, it's called the Drive Driver. The Drive Driver. The Drive Driver.
Yeah, you can say this as many times as you want, and I have no reaction for that.
Okay, good enough. Then we have the bracelet on his left arm, which he slots in his dinky cars in, so that the Hot Wheels can activate his power-ups and he can change into a different car form. Normally this means he changes the tire on his chest or the tire on his right arm now. I'm sorry, the gimmick is just... No. I do like the actual voice for the belt, it's just... No. And then we have not only a smiley face on top of the spoiler on his chest, we have various stickers and logos as if he's being sponsored. He's a police officer. Who is sponsoring the police? When someone tells me they're sponsoring the police, you know what I think of? RoboCop. Which, yeah, the police and RoboCop were a great organization, weren't they?
Anyway,
And then there's the bright yellow on his helmet.
I'm sorry. I'm being too distracted. Like how he's supposed to use that jack.
Yeah. See, the thing about Drive, I actually liked his base form helmet, but they decided to put sunglasses over his visor as well for this, because it's supposed to symbolize a Formula One racer's helmet, but it's just a helmet on a helmet.
That must be awkward to see through.
Must be see-through. And like I said, it looks like the spoiler on the back of his head is misaligned. I don't know if this is just the image, but it just...
You know what
Oh, and
really throws me off?
he's wearing Crocs.
That and his knee pads.
Yeah. There's supposed to be that diamond pattern you see on trucks a lot, but... No. And it looks like he's wearing Crocs.
Yeah, I can't see a Kamen Rider kicking it in Crocs.
That Croc is going to fly off. And then be caught by that one girl from Double and she's going to smack him with it.
All right, let's move on to my
Your number two.
number two.
Oh, look, Drive's back again.
Yeah, I went for more simplicity stupidity this time.
First of all, that's how the normal tire mechanic works from Drive.
Second of all,
As you
this is
can
the worst
see,
tire he's gonna wear when he's doing this.
yes, it's literally getting it interfering with his arm resting against his side.
Like, you don't even have to try to imagine it. He's literally doing it right now.
Yeah. Like, I like the silver white eyes he has. Like, you get to see the base eyes for Drive, which I like those eyes. That's a cool design for
Yeah,
it.
they're
It's,
like headlights. I
they're
can get
headlights, yeah.
behind that.
I can get by that. It's pretty clever. But the red around the white just, I don't know.
I
I
mean, it
just
kind
don't
of looks
know.
like they just put like a snap-on helmet over top of his normal helmet.
So again, he's wearing a helmet on his helmet. Well, at least children, he's listening to safety laws about protecting your heads while out doing activities.
And I'm not a
Where
big fan of the gauge on his shoulder.
I'm not how I love how puffy that tire looks.
But you know what really makes me laugh though?
Hmm?
It's on the same arm that's up against this, so he's like his arm's being pinched to a bad position.
Where do I put my arm? I also believe he's dominantly right-handed,
Oh,
so
that's
like,
even better.
gimp your main arm. I do like the arm bracer on the right arm.
Yeah,
That's about
like
it.
copy this and put it the other arm and just put this somewhere else, or just remove it
Yeah,
altogether.
yeah. I'm not even against the idea of the bracer controlling the belt, but it's just too big. Again, limitation of the toy getting in the way, but
Yeah,
yeah. The random light blue on his legs are okay, I guess. Like his legs are okay.
yeah, but at the same time, just how segmented they are, just kind of
Yeah, he's very slapdash together, which I don't know about you, but he's a car themed rider. Would you feel safe knowing that I could get cars slapdash
on the
together?
bright side. At least we can't ride them.
Thank you for that joke.
Hey, after the other previous rider we have, and the one up, is coming up next.
Yep. Yep. Oh, Drive. It's not even, I think, a car themed counter would have been bad. I think it could have worked. But let's get on to my number two. Kamen Rider X8 Mighty. I forget it's called
uh,
Mighty
X8
X
level 99.
level 99. Okay. See, the Kamen Rider X8 guys had a chibi form, and then they level up into a smaller base rider form.
Don't worry, we'll
This is
show that off in a minute.
this is taking that to the extreme and making it a he levels up and then he levels up again, but he's now theme park mascot size again. Only this time, instead of it just being the mascot head, he's got his own head poking out of it. Where does he see from? Is it from his chest eyes or his head eyes?
Both.
Oh god. It's the snot green also for his weird feet and armbands. They hurt my eyes. Like, if it wasn't for the snot green, I think the colors of the suit, okay, with minus the pink hair coif, I just don't think that ever worked.
You know what my major problem with this is, and it's more about functionality of the suit. Those
What?
hands don't open or close, so he's got real no way to use that belt.
No. I know he's supposed to just, like, kind of push it open, but I think for this form he has to, like, insert something additional to get this form.
And
Like,
again,
even,
it's just like going up to a complete stranger. Hey, could you close my belt?
and even with his suit being oversized, his belt still feels too big. Do like the internal piping, like, between his joints.
Again, just going to the belt again. It's like that doesn't scream video game to me.
No, zoom in on it, zoom in on it. Like the screen on it, maybe?
Like this is supposed to be a
Oh,
cartridge going in.
so I know what video game it's based off.
Hmm?
The Tiger Electronic stuff.
Good God, no wonder it sucks.
Yep, no wonder. And then we've got the face in the face.
Like,
Oh boy, do I hate the faces on the X8 suits. They're supposed to be combining physical extreme sports and video games. Um, okay, I Yes, next counter will be combining oil and blood. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll put some oil in your blood.
I mean, if the eyes were more expressive, kind of like digital
Spidey's,
eyes or something like that.
yeah, digitalized. Yeah, that would have worked, but no.
No, they just have that one simple design. It
And
really.
the weird spikes on the helmet head that kind of sandwich his head. I don't get them.
Eh?
And all I can think of whenever I see this is keep thinking you've gone to one of the worst theme parks ever, and here's sportsman, the sports guy, to help the kids find their way to the bathroom.
Seriously,
Like
kid, could you close my belt?
honestly, I looking at this suit, it should be covered in dozens of children trying to like tip him over. Because again, if he falls over, I don't think he's getting up very easily.
Help! I've fallen. I can't get up.
Yeah. And he can't even reach his meta alert button because he can't use his fingers. It's just, I know what they were trying to do. Don't know why they did that. It's just such a bad design, in my
Oh
opinion.
God, is it ever?
All right, let's get on to your number one, which has many images.
So, remember that chibi form we were talking about?
Yeah.
So,
Here's his friend, Bikey McBikeface.
so first of all, just
Here we get to see the belt closed. Closed, it's even bulkier.
yeah,
How does that work?
I don't know how you're supposed to fight in this thing.
Well, you walk over to your opponent by waddling, and then you raise your arms and you kind of swipe at them, and then the momentum causes you to fall forward.
Oh, so you're trying to squish them with your overweight body? Got it.
Probably, yeah. No, what you're trying to do is you're trying to land on them so the belt pokes into them and really inconvenience them.
Hey, kid, could you open my belt for me?
Yeah. So
I'm
this
sorry, that's just a
is.
consistent theme I have for a lot of these Kamen Riders from this one.
Oh, what's his name again?
Kamen Rider Laser.
Right.
Because this screams laser beam to you, right? Or it's shooting lasers.
See, Kamen Riders are all based off in this show theming video games. So he's based off
Sports
bike,
bikes.
sports bikes.
Or extreme
I'm sorry. When
sports games kind of
you
thing.
know when you say Kamen Rider Laser, you know what theme you should have gone with?
Shooting?
Shoot 'em ups.
But we
Like,
had Sniper for that.
no, not shooting games. I mean like Gradius or Arthos.
Ah, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
That's what I think of when you say laser. You're playing Star Fox.
So, this is even the worst of it.
Yeah, no. Soul decided to go for almost every form of this guy because he also turns into a bike, only a realistic non-CGI bike. Look where the belt is.
Yeah, just for a better reference on that one. This is what you're sitting on. Oh, and it's a much better look at the belt, too.
No thanks. I'm good.
Like,
I'll walk.
you're supposed to insert the game things here, pull this to open, and activate it.
No
Now,
thanks.
we
I'll
said
walk.
that before how the other ones aren't able to activate this thing. How's he changed back if he's alone?
Help! Oh god, you leave him on the side of the battle and someone bike that carjacks him.
Oh my god, does he feel it when someone tries to pick his lock?
Oh jeez. Do you even lock him up? Do you like put him in a bicycle lock?
And, his final form. So, remember how the other one was like the mascot for the ride? This is like the sidekick.
Yeah. He could have actually worked. This could have worked.
I think that's why this is so high up there for me, because this could have worked, but it just.
They didn't stop designing it.
No. Like, the yellow and black, like, I know it's probably like everybody's thinking, oh, Bumblebee, like colors on that one.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that.
I'm not a fan of Bumblebees or Bumblebee the Transformer, but it could have worked.
But the Cthulhu crotch plate was kind of a bit much.
That does explain the madness that is the X8 designs. They literally looked at an Elder one too long that they had to put it in the crotch.
And I really am not a fan of this chest piece.
I mean, first of all, there's only 4 buttons, so you can't do the Konami code.
Second of all, how are they seeing that?
Mm. Third of all, why do you want to display your stats to your enemy?
And that headpiece, Jesus Christ.
That headpiece could have worked, but it's like so recessed into his own chest.
Like, if that was on a SD Gundam, that would work better.
Yeah, I said that a couple. Our third time we did this, or second time I did this? It
I
belonged
think
on
you
an
said
SD
it
Gundam.
both because we're recording, but you're right. If this was like an SD Gundam,
Yeah, especially like one of the Shogun ones.
that would look so much better because I do like the kind of like even the pink spikes going down the middle, and the like flaming eyebrows work really well.
Yeah, they do. He has would have a fire motif, not a laser motif.
And his joints are really unprotected, but they could have been easily protected.
Also, I like the arm gauntlets again, but they feel a bit too big.
Like I forget he was supposed to be like a bulky fighter or a shooter or whatever, but
Yeah, I don't know. It's just this suit really could have worked, but they just kept bulking it up and adding more spikes to. Oh my god, it's the 90s.
oh shit.
He just needs like 1,000 pouches and a grimacing face.
Well,
We
no,
don't
see,
know if he's.
Cthulhu's grimacing right there. See, we got the grimacing face.
Oh, okay. I was about to say we can't see his grimacing face because his head is in his chest.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Now he has the best eyes for the X8 suits because they decide to make them small.
Well, no, what it is that they have a facial design around it too. Like you see this in the mouthpiece. His eyes are inside where his like it would be an actual face. He's got
He
an actual
has
face around his eyes. Is what it
he
is.
has sort of eyebrows.
Yeah. So I was saying, if you give the eyes an actual face to work with, it looks a lot better. But this is,
Too bad.
because they had to make it so much bigger to go over the head, he's not looking around that well.
No, he definitely has the original '89 Batman suit problem of he has to turn to look. And with that much bulk on him, if he turns too fast. However, I can't believe he could get up on his own.
Yeah, I'll give him that much.
Yeah.
He'll just be kept being knocked down by someone just taking a wiffle ball bat to the back of his knees.
Yeah. And he's got different shades of yellow in different places. Like I don't think he has the same shade of yellow too
But that
often.
actually kind of works with this. It's not that I. It's not the same problem that Geets had earlier.
No.
Because it's a little more subtle in the yellow color. Like it's color, slightly different color here. The belt is a slightly different yellow. The face is clearly a different type of yellow.
The
But it's
fingers are a
not.
different shade of yellow.
Yeah.
The boots are a different shade of yellow.
But for some reason, it works better for this guy.
I guess. Because it's not also different shades of black, I'm guessing.
That might be it.
Alright, let's get on to my number one. And let's return to space.
Space.
With Kamen Rider Forza Fusion Meteor Nako.
Sorry.
I can't remember the other. He's basically three Kamen Riders fused again.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. Okay, where do we start? They made his helmet bigger by adding additional boosters to his head rocket. Oh, speaking of rockets, he has two rockets for hands.
I didn't notice. They were so small and subtle.
See, one of his things is he gets one rocket and then a drill for on his foot, so he rockets up and then drill kicks down. It's stupid, but I can kind of believe one rocket. But two rockets, and then there's his feet.
Go
with
inspect.
skis.
Go gadget. Skis.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like, I get what the skis are probably for like re-entry or landing, but all I can think of is he is ready to try and win the Olympics in ski jumping.
I think he's trying too hard.
If he was Wily fucking Coyote. Like, this feels like you look at Wily Coyote and go, oh, we know how this is going to explode in your face.
I think Wile E. Coyote's looking at this like, no thanks.
Yeah, he basically flipped through the Acme catalog, saw that, and went like, No. Next page. Ah, rocket skates. Yeah, that's better.
I mean, the one thing I will give this suit is inside the purple is supposed to be like the cosmos,
Yes.
but I don't think purple when I think cosmos. I know it's a color that is in the cosmos. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, there are some nebulas that have a purplish color, but we generally think of black.
Black or like a bluish color.
Hmm.
A lot of times.
I will give him that he has delicious Bandai silver. It's just used on stupid things.
Yeah.
And his play school X and triangle look much better in a solid dark color than the bright yellow and
And
bright
this
blue.
thing is definitely poking into his ribs.
Yep, in his puffer chest. That's the thing that let him fuse. And also, how does he hit any of his switches? Not just his, like, the handle switch, but the little red tabs on his belt. How does he hit anything on this?
Hey kid, you want to earn $20? Play with my buttons.
Okay, basically the X8 and Forza Kamen Riders are on a list somewhere.
I'm sorry, but that joke just keeps coming up.
That's one of the reasons why we don't like these suits. Also, I get the idea they're using the rods to go fast, but with how big they are, they're gonna get hit, and you know what happens when rockets get hit, right?
Nivea, of course, they explode.
Nothing the person using the rocket wants to happen.
No. I mean, as much as I give or ZO shit for using armors, he's not as bad as Forza in design wise. I would actually take ZO's armor, Forza armor over Forza.
Yes, Forza's armor actually got improved by being on Zio, so it's still not good.
No, but it's workable.
Better, yeah. And the bright yellow on his shoulder chest armor, I don't understand it.
I mean, I can't even
And
give him credit for having knee pads because Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
he can't use those knee pads. His skis are in the way. Okay, you had a problem with Wizard not being able to punch people. How is he supposed to attack anyone besides ramming speed?
Um,
You ever walk in skis?
I have no idea.
You ever walk in skis? You know how awkward it is to walk in skis?
Nope, never skied.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what's
So
really going to
overall,
drive him up a wall? If he angles those rockets slightly wrong, one of them's going to go one way, one of them's going to go the other way, and then he's just going to be stuck.
he's either gonna, or he's gonna melt his legs or be torn apart.
Let's hope for the latter.
Or he's just gonna make himself spin in place. Do 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 do
Whee!
do 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 do.
Oh, and one thing we really need to talk about, that headpiece. Jesus Christ.
All right, there's an additional point on top. Like I said, they made the helmet bigger with boosters.
It looks like an
He-
overinflated dart.
oh my god, it's lawn darts made worse.
It,
I'm just, I'm just picturing the enemy picking him up while he's boostering and throwing him, and he crashes to the ground, and everyone cheers that the monster got 100 points today.
no, you know what it is, and you're going to hate it even more?
Hmm?
Someone tried to combine lawn darts, rockets, and American football.
God, this is a hand egg. Oh.
So there, I made it worse for you, Em.
Uh, and that is why he's my number one most hated suit.
I just realized that looking at the overall shape.
To quote that old cartoon about Left 4 Dead, oh, on's a football.
So let's go on to my honorable mention.
We're on to the good suits now. We're on to the suits we love.
This is my honorable mention. Kamen Rider Ghost Toucan Boost. I,
Tokokan Booster.
yeah, I just like the simplicity of this thing.
It red. It pretty.
It's red, it's black. The belt isn't one of my favorites for a series belt. It is a little bulkier than some others.
Yeah, it's really close to being a bad belt, in my opinion.
But the eye goes inside and closes, and the handle sticks out, but not as bad as Forze's.
Forze or others. It could have been smaller, though.
And it's just a nice touch of only like 3 colors: black, white, and red,
Yeah.
and some
The
yellow.
oh,
But that's the handle, so I can't really.
yeah. Yeah.
It's got a simple design. It matches his standard suit design, but I think the red and black looks a lot better.
And the fiercer eyes it has. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do like that a fair bit. Like Tokokan Boost is pretty cool.
So
I
that's why
also
I
just
got honorary mention on this list.
hmm Now my honorary mention is the only character who's not a Kamen Rider who could have been. This is Shadow Moon. This is the modernization of his suit from the last few movies since the Heisei era. And I just think Shadow Moon looks badass.
I do, and there's only one real problem I have with his suit:
Yeah, no, you don't like the bug leg
spurs.
spurs. I
Yeah,
don't like them. I like the way they move when he
I
walks.
like them, but I don't like them that big.
Yeah, size him down. Like make him not as small as the antenna blade he has on his
If
arm.
you look at them, if they were only that came up to the first segment here,
Mm,
that would have been fine to me.
I think so, yeah, too.
But I think they're just like cut them in half, essentially.
Yeah, but speaking of simplistic, he is 3 colors: silver, black, and green, with a tiny hint of red here and there.
Like the couple of buttons are just like colored, but they're not large enough to be
Yeah,
jarring.
the belt is built into his armor, so it makes him a bit different.
Still makes me think of like a sonar screen on his belt.
Yeah, I can see that, which is not a bad thing in my opinion
Oh
either.
no, it's not a bad thing. It's just the first thing that my brain goes to, and
But
I
I
just gotta ask him:
love
Do you have the sweeps, the beeps, and the bleeps?
the sweeps, the bleeps, and the creeps.
Yeah.
But I love the green they use for the belt and his eyes.
Hmm.
It's sickeningly
I
green.
love the hexagonal image in there. I can't think of the term
Mm-hmm.
for them.
Segmented eyes.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, almost all commoners have segmented eyes, but for some, it really stands out, and Shadow Moon is one of them.
Hmm.
And I like how he has antenna, but they're not overly sized.
No, and I also kind of like it looks like there's like fangs right here in
Hmm
the silver.
He works really well as an antagonist.
And
If he was a Kamen Rider, he'd be in my top 5 probably.
the thing is like he's a simple design, but they really use the mechanical Kamen Rider look for him very well.
Plus, I'm trying not to take the show on account. I'm just trying to suit, but whenever he walks, you hear him like robot walk, and it's always pretty intimidating when it's quiet and you hear clink, clink, clink,
And not
clink,
only
clink.
that, he is a monster on the field. That helps
Yeah,
too.
they tend to use him pretty well in movies.
Yeah.
He's either like the big, he's usually the heavy in a lot of movies, and he pulls it off well.
Hmm. There's very few riders or monsters that can stand up to Moon.
Hmm There's a reason why he could have been like a lot of people consider Kamen Rider Black and Black RX the strongest of Showa era, and a lot of situations he's kicking the crap out of Black RX.
So I mean, even the idea of having like
The Spurs.
no, not the spurs, like braces on the side of his legs right here,
Mm.
like really just kind of gives the impression that he's heavier than he looks.
Yeah, you cannot knock him down.
Because I would say this, every time I see him, I see a new like little design that really.
Yeah,
But this time I noticed these like braces right here, are, like shocks or something.
hmm
But let's move on. Number 10
15.
or 15. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the last list.
That is okay.
Kamen Rider Ghost Mugen. Also, those Kamen Rider Fabulous. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it.
That's fair. I do like Counter Ghosts Mugen form. It is.
It's a
Okay.
very nice. I want to say like a change of pace in a certain way,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure what that way is. But it's still just a nice, like like the coat is usually it's a nice
hmm
long coat with like armor pieces. The shoulder pads are nice. Like it's a celebration with the glitter inside of him. Is essentially all that it really comes down to. Like someone's throwing a party inside the suit.
Yeah. Someone is.
And the Infinity Sign logos all over his suit and connecting to his eye logo.
I like the crystal dome over his helmet, and the rainbow horn is just again fabulous.
Yes. I mean, the hood is nice, but I think it just really doesn't let you see the helmet.
Yeah, I like. This is one of the few Ghost suits where I like both the helmet, the hood up, and the hood down.
Yeah. I think the
And
only thing that doesn't work for me is the eyes that stick out from the belt.
it would work better if they were also like rainbowy.
I just don't like them sticking out where they are because he leans forward. It feels like they wouldn't, but it feels like they could snap.
I think if they were the rainbowy color, they would like be less annoying to you. But you are right; they would be in the way slightly.
But
But not one of my favorite things. This is not part of the suit at all. But whenever he shows up in this form, they actually like scatter white feathers around. And I do like that touch.
yeah, I mean he's holding all the glitter, so they got to do something.
Yeah. Like, oh my god, you actually injure him, you get glitter shot into your face instead of blood.
You know, I'm
And your
thinking someone
blood-
just
and
picks
your-
it up and shakes it like a snow globe.
Love it. Love it.
And you just see all the glitter inside of him shake about.
Mm,
We have fun here.
it's fun. Yeah.
I mean, I also like in the chest piece, there's like open segments where you can see more glitter.
I like how the lines connect to the different parts. You can clearly tell he's shifted slightly because the lines aren't matching up 1-to-1 in the chest. But I do like when designs do that.
But I just do like that it really is just him having a celebration.
Like for one thing, you'd think this is too much colors, but then they evenly balance them out properly. So there's gaps of black here and there, silverish. So it's actually not overwhelmingly too much color.
And it's a consistent color too.
Yeah, it should be too much color, but they balanced it just right.
And plus they had the glitter for, like I said, multitude of colors and designs, and it glows. It's just
Yeah,
it's fun to watch.
it really is fun to watch.
So let's get to yours. Give me 1 second.
My number 15, we're sticking with the Showa era for me, and we're going with Kamen Rider Black RX. This is also the modern redesign of his suit.
I do like the simple suits.
It is such a good simple suit.
I mean,
Now, despite the fact, like I just said, that he fights Shadow Moon a lot, I like this suit a lot less than I like Shadow Moon's, but I do like this suit. This suit is... I think it is the creme de la creme of the Heisei era, the Showa era.
all right, let's be honest for a second. If some people think this looks really familiar, you
Masked
probably watched
Rider.
Power Rangers.
Masked Rider. Masked Rider. That is literally the best thing about the Masked Rider show. We'll drop it here.
But I do like, once again, the
It's-
neck piece.
Yep, that's a nice neck guard, and his helmet does have nice rotation with it.
I do like the
I
little
l-
symbol in his chest.
Yeah, the RX logo is very stylized. I like that.
It's a little hard to see it's an R and an X, but once you know it's there, you see it every time.
Yeah, it's like I said, stylized. I like the diamond grid pattern on his stomach. His belt is now 2 gems instead of 1 gem when he was black, so he's double powered. And while the green doesn't match the legs and the torso, it's still pretty close, and he's just using deep greens and black for his colors.
And the nice red eyes.
Oh yeah, those red eyes, like that also, like this photo doesn't capture it, but that eyes, those segmented eyes are huge and breathtaking. It's one of the
I
reasons
do
why
like the antennas. They're short, simple, and they get the point across.
Yep. You can't see it, but on his left arm, there's a little watch above the wrist, and it's small and out of the way.
The only
note,
issue I
Rod.
have with this suit is the center crotch piece.
Yeah, it's 3 pieces stuck together, probably for ease of actors and ease of assembling the suit.
Like, probably, but still, it's just really distracting when you notice it.
Yeah. What I like is he just has simplistic boots.
Oh, yeah. Those boots were made for walking in.
No, those boots are made for kicking monsters in the friggin' face.
That, too. But you got to walk over there first.
Yeah, he has to approach them.
I mean, they're going to be too afraid to approach him.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, I do as much as I hate Masked Rider the show, it was a good idea to try and use this suit.
And I'd like to point out something. You don't see the bottom of his face. He's got a nice cover there.
You know,
Hey, Grandpa, take some notes.
yeah.
I'll stop picking on Grandpa now, I promise.
But yeah, this is when he was the last real Showa rider, and I think he was a banging design to go out on.
Yeah, it's definitely a design choice. And the updated suit definitely really keeps to the tradition of it.
Yeah, I don't dislike the original. I just think the redesign is just slightly better, much like the Shadow Moon's redesign is just slightly better. They basically took the same suit and like tweaked a little bit so it's easy to put on and not fall apart anymore.
I mean, I won't blame him for doing it for the ease of putting it on or taking it off. And like I said, it's only a slight thing, but
Yeah, that is one of the reasons why it's not higher on my
yeah.
list.
But I was saying, once you notice it, it's just
Yeah, much like noticing that the RX symbol is an RX. Once you see the three-piece part of his underwear.
yeah. So we'll move on to my number 14.
Yeah.
This is a technical two-parter, so bear with me.
Mm. It's a mode change suit.
Yes.
I don't like this suit that much, but I understand why you do.
Yeah, it's a nice thing, and I do like it when there's a reason for the change, and the weapons change with him.
Mm-hmm.
This is Geet's Revive Retsu. Revive Goretsu? I'm butchering the name, but bear with us, folks.
Mm-hmm.
I like the change to an hourglass design. First of all, we'll talk about
Yeah.
Goretsu form first. This is a power attack form for he's got a buzzsaw for the weapon.
Smashy, smashy.
And you can see like hourglass on his legs too. Kind of keep a theme, but it's still armored.
Yeah.
Very nice on that one. Let's zoom in a little bit. Like I said, the hourglass in the center. The change to his eyes with the eyes now going outside of the helmet is nice. I do appreciate that.
Mm.
Like it's the name is still spelled there, but now it's poking out and they're very symmetrical. I do appreciate that. And in the center, it's not the wristband; it's the hourglass watch or clock.
Yeah.
The biggest problem again is the belt. The hourglass is a little bigger than you would think, but it's not that terrible.
No.
And the boots are just fine. Like they're just going with something simple down below. I think that's really the biggest issue with this one.
Yeah.
But when he spins the hourglass, he goes into Shippu form, which is his speed form where the touch piece opens up. And it's a lot nicer when you see it animated. It opens up.
Yeah. I do like how his weapon also transforms modes. I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah, that's one of the other things. And he switches hands for it too, which is kind of a weird thing, but also just
I think it's a symbolic thing.
yeah. But now he's got claws, and this is his speed form. And it still keeps with hourglass, but now it's changes the colors on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really like the simplicity, but the motifs for it is what I really like about this film.
I like the motif more than I like the design of the suit. I'll admit that. Like the suit is not one I think is all that amazing.
Fair.
But the motif of an hourglass and switching, I do like.
Mm-hmm. The only two things that really stop this from going higher up on my list is the legs are a little too simple.
Yeah, the plain Jane legs are just kind of snore.
But like I said, if you see this in motion when he opens up and closes and stuff like that, it's a lot better too.
Mm.
But like I said, I do like how they instead of just trying to do something else with his helmet, they just went with have his eyes the eye things come out and the hourglass is in the middle. Like it's very simplistic, but it's very different from what the rest of the riders have.
Yeah.
And it's fully mobile. Like he would have no problems moving in either form.
I can see that. That's one of the better things is when the actual suit can still work.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that in a practicality on an actual stage, you probably just swapped out the chest piece, which doesn't look that hard. So
No.
let's see what your number 14 is, Em. Aha!
Thank you. Ta-da! Oh, Kira no Zabe. This is Counter O's debatable final form. I can go into hours, but O's weirdness with final forms. But this is Counter O's.
Yeah, O's is a bit
much.
Yeah, it's not the worst of them, but
yeah. Anyway, this is when O's uses the powers of the read of nothing. That's it. This is powered by the desire for nothing. So it lets him destroy other people's greeds, and this form is just so brutal. It's a berserker form when it first comes out. I love berserker forms, but also it combines two rarer colors of counters: a white undersuit and a purple armor.
I do like the purple on this.
It's a good shade of purple, but he has a pteranodon or themed head,
Pterodactyl.
pterodactyl themed, a triceratops themed chest, and tyrannosaurus legs.
Do you think we have a
And
Tyrannosaurus chassis with the tiny little arms?
that's probably why he didn't get those. But the head lets him fly by growing giant wings out of his head.
Who does he think
The
is
shoulders,
Mario?
the shoulder spikes can extend out like triceratops horns can,
Of course, you know they can do that.
and his legs can grow a giant T-Rex tail to smash things with. And as he's ice themed, he can freeze and then smash. I just like the way he fights, and the way the suit ended up looking. It looks like a powerhouse. It looks like if it starts running, like the Juggernaut, it's not stopping.
I do
Uh,
appreciate the touches of gold on this one.
yeah, gold is a common color for all the coins, and they used it really well here for his shoulder spikes, and not really a gold, but a yellowish gem for the pteranodon beak is a cute touch. And again, green eyes work very well
I
for
think
counter,
the
but
I think the reason the gem works for the pterodactyl and the beak is because it's matching with his eyes.
yeah, if it was gold, I think it would have stand out too much.
Yeah. The only thing is, I would have given him like gold toe claws on his feet.
Yeah,
The pterosaurus some gold in it.
yeah, I do like his actual feet design though. They look heavy, and I like a lot of times they make them out of metal for figures, so he has extra weight there.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, right? It doesn't have to be much, but maybe like a
Yeah,
claw design on the segments that are sticking out.
yeah. No, I think that would have worked really well. I do like the additional pteranodons, the Triceratops he has on his forearms,
Mm-hmm.
but this one, it, it, it embodies power for me. I like when a suit can get that message across
So,
just for design.
did he have like a small cape behind him? That's what this is.
Kinda, yeah. That's more of a two trailing spikes.
Okay, that's what that was.
Yeah,
Because I see it looked like cloth here,
yeah.
so it might just be the picture. But
It might be the picture, but the actual things falling off his hips, the hip armor, that's what extends to become the T-Rex tail. Its CGI collapses in on his butt and becomes a long tail.
yeah, his axe was actually pretty nice for this form too.
Oh god, yeah, his axe gun is good, and I'm a sucker for the original Mimer from Power Rangers. So because he's got 3 of the original dinosaurs and an axe gun, yeah. And he uses power coins. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love
He
where
could
he just comes stomping in. He had a
he
nice
could have
entrance.
been. Oh yeah, he could have been the 7th Ranger now. You know, considering how he came in stomping up, I'm just now picturing him showing up. They try to step on him with the Dragon Sword, and he just catches it with one arm
Oh God.
and starts freezing it.
So let's move on to number 13.
Yeah.
This is what I think. What I think. Shooter.
Assault a wolf.
Vulcan Assault Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
He's got little shoulder missiles near his neck. I would have spread those out a little more, but at least they're not
Yeah.
impractical.
No. He's got the gauntlet guns.
That are easy aimed. He looks very maneuverable, but very solid.
Yeah. Oh, his belt's really big. He'll if he bends forward, he'll bump it. It's a gun he can take off and shoot with.
It comes right off and goes right on.
Yep. It's basically just a holster on the front. Not where I'd put the holster, but it's not in the way, and he can just easily grab and shoot with it. So all
And to
problems
be
with
fair,
it
it's a
being,
hitching device that either goes on the front or goes on his arm, and his arm's
Yeah.
already got his gun, so
I love the crystal in the chest.
yeah, I love the red ring,
Mm-hmm.
the blue little segments. It almost looks like a
Arc
alternate design
reactor.
arc reactor.
I get more the impression of that's a sonar device to help him aim.
Eh.
I also love that they gave him light blue eyes. Like, you'd think they would have given him red eyes. No, I think the light blue worked way better.
And I am also a sucker for canines, so the name did help a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. The feet are well designed. They have little claw-like designs, and the little fringes on the actual greaves are good.
Just there for flair. I can appreciate that.
Pointless flare, but sometimes you need it. He looks like he also can bend down for a bit if he needs to kneel and shoot. No knee pads, but close enough.
That's why he's not higher up. He's got no knee pads.
Hmm.
Like I said, he looks flexible and able to shoot where he needs to.
He looks like he's hard to knock down when he's firing.
And that not exactly as much as the others, but if you try and punch him, he's going to be able to punch you back.
Yeah.
And then shoot you while he's punching you.
Yeah. I do appreciate guns in the arms for like that.
All right, let's see yours.
All right.
Oh, I did not know this one.
Oh, this is Kamen Rider 1 Powered Up. This is the return of the very first Kamen Rider. For the Ghost movie, they brought back the original actor from the 70s.
It's been so long since I've seen it.
This is Ichigo's upgraded form. And sure, it's big and bulky, but again, it looks like it's a tank.
My only problem with this, and once again, possible me problem, is this black part right in his mouthpiece. It looks like someone just took like a marker and just drew that in.
Have a smiley face. I get the impression that he decided to get bigger and stronger and he wanted to beat up monsters. Like, oh shit, what if I scare children? I better give myself a smiley face.
Or his grandson to put it on there for him.
Yeah. This suit wasn't used too often, but I do like it as an upgrade to Ichigo's original suit.
I do like the little side box. It looks like it dials on it from like an old transistor radio of some sorts.
Yeah, that feels like pointless 80s or 70s doodads for the sake of doodads. He kept his muffler, which I love a Kamen Rider with a muffler. It's just a nice touch usually.
His helmet looks like one part biker helmet, one part like old space movie.
That's basically what they're going for. Like the helmets were almost always like that, and I love that they're homaging. They're leaning into the 70s.
Again, my only problem with the eyes is much like
yeah, it's harder to imagine he can see well with those eyes.
Yeah,
but he does have the nice antennae.
Oh yeah, very nice. I do like the green color on the abs and the chest and his arms and legs.
Yeah,
with a little touch of red at certain segments.
Mm-hmm. The belt is big and chunky, but it feels like 70s chonk.
Well, to be fair, the belt is big and chunky, but so's the rest of it.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel out of place because of that.
This is good chunk, in my opinion. Like if you were thinking about an old action figure, you pick it up, it's chunky. You know, no kid's gonna break it.
You know what it kind of makes me think of?
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 6 Chris, the one that decided to bulk up to keep fighting.
The 5 Chris, yeah.
Or 5 Chris, yeah.
Yeah, this guy, well, he can already punch boulders. This one's punching planets away from Earth.
Yeah. It just looks like he bulked up because he knows he's getting older. He's got to try and keep up somehow.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. It feels like it reminds me of one of the Batman suits Batman used in Batman Beyond.
Ah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But it was too much for his heart to take. Only difference is it was too much for his heart to take, so he died and then came back to life just with the same suit. Which is fitting for a ghost movie.
Yeah, and I do like the little. It shows where his ears are, so you can actually hear better. Like,
yeah,
you probably get the impression that they're made so you can hear.
So I get the feeling that he couldn't dodge as well, so they just decided to give him armor.
Yeah.
It feels like, again, much like
no, this is Kamen Rider Ichigo. You know why he's bulky or slow him down? So the match can hit him, they can actually feel better about themselves.
Yes. Yes, let's go with it. But yeah, this, much like O's Putatira, feels like a you can't knock me down.
Mm-hmm. But still at the same time, it feels very maneuverable. Like,
yeah,
maybe
you can
not running speed, but like a waving boxer.
Yeah, he looks like a heavyweight boxer now. Like, if he gives you that right hook,
you're going down.
If he gives you that right hook, One Punch Man will walk over and scream his one song for him.
Because you know what is that arm piece sticks forward and protects his chin, so you're not going to get an easy time on with
No. It's well-designed armor. It's bulky, but there's a logic behind it.
You know what? You know what really makes me think of now that I'm looking at it?
Mm-hmm.
A slimmed down bomb disposal armor.
Oh my,
Like
yeah,
they
that's
really tried
kind.
to take as much bulk off like a bomb disposal unit.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
That's a good way to look at it.
it definitely works.
Yeah.
But that was just like I was thinking about it. It's like it reminds me of something, and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because the way they bulked it down was what really threw me off.
Yeah.
But that's what it definitely makes me think of.
All right.
All right, let's go.
12. Ah,
Ultimate Bahamut, Kamen Rider Saber.
you had me at the name. You had me at the name.
I know, right?
But then they decide to actually live up to the name.
Oh yeah, definitely. This thing is a work of art.
Mm-hmm. All of our problems are nitpick problems.
There's only three major problems for me. The red
The
in the
sword.
belt is
Yeah, red the bit.
nitpick, like the nittiest nitpick on this
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
This and the sword.
Yeah. It should. They both should be the blue of his helmet.
What it should have been is either this whereas red here should be either the gold or the blue.
Mm-hmm. I think the blue
Maybe
because there's already
black, but I
gold in
think
it.
that would have been a little much on that.
Yeah. No, I think it should have been blue.
Yeah, blue. Oh, blue with the black on the sword, but the gold going down the blade.
Ooh.
Like give it a nice gold, silver, blue for like a nice touch of royalty because Bahamut is
Yep.
king of the dragons.
Yep. And our other nitpick is his left arm feels like it needs something.
And
Maybe a
I had a
shield.
picture for it, but my computer was having issues trying to keep that many pages, so I decided to. But picture
Mm.
this headpiece sliding down his arm and being a buckler.
Yep. And then able to slide back up.
For when he needs to swing this two-handed, because they do that sometimes.
Ooh. But again, let's just immediately give my first thing I love with the suit. It's got a good cape. I'm sorry, Ed Mode, but yes, capes.
Now, my favorite thing about this is the headpiece.
See, people think I don't like things being different, which is why I didn't like the X8 anime eyes. I love these eyes. They're
Yeah,
different.
it's
They're a
very
different take on
nice.
things.
It's a nice. The horns are nice, and it almost looks like he was trying to form a dragon head on his head,
Yeah.
but it didn't quite go. But the way it went is perfect. The nice X center, and you can clearly see where his eyes are going to be on this one.
For me, it feels like the X on his face is you're looking at a dragon's mouth while it's about to breathe fire at you.
Yeah, I can see it. And then you got
I
his
love.
three dragon heads across his chest and then onto his
I
shoulders.
love how the middle one shows the white armor underneath and its open mouth.
And he doesn't look like a heavy knight. He looks like a
Cavalier.
yes, thank you.
Like he should be on his bike or his horse riding into combat. Which might be why he doesn't have it, something on his left arm for better control of the horse or the ride. But
Yeah.
when he's off it, I think he needs it.
I mean, this doesn't feel like he has a motorcycle. This feels like he has an actual steed.
Possibly even a dragon.
That'd be perfect.
It would be.
The only thing is another one to pick is I was never a fan of the belt system they had.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not bad.
It's not the worst thing, but I just
I like how when it's bulky, it's because the sword is in it, and then you draw the sword, and it's less bulky. I like that.
like there's like you can remove the bulk, like the bulkiness is part of the design and it comes off.
Yeah, I like that. But the books, I'm kind of on for
I
Saber.
only really like their armor designs when they have all three pieces, or
Yeah.
all three pieces matches similarly.
Yeah.
But I don't hate them enough to put them on my worst list.
No, it's more on the lines of, you could have done more.
But I really like it when they match like this.
Yeah.
Like there's a slight difference, like the extra armor on his sword arm. A lot of
Which makes sense. That's the arm he needs protection the most on.
and the keeps his legs nice and mobile but slightly armored.
Yep.
He's maneuverable, almost like a fencer when he gets off.
Yep.
But you can see the cross section at his knees, where
Yep.
it segments, and he's got not quite knee pads I would use for kneeling shooting, but again, a knight doesn't really do that.
No. And I like the way his boots are differently designed with the little black and the gold trim connecting to the white.
Almost like like the tights that come down and go underneath to secure them.
Mm-hmm.
But
It does scream a really high-ranking knight, if not like a noble king actually saving the day.
yeah. So it's just really just nice. And the name itself also really what made me pick on the picture.
We are biased, and the only reason why it's not on my list is because I knew it would be on Souls, and I did not want to like take Souls gushing
Yeah.
away from it. He can gush at it better than I can.
But like I said, the head, and especially the dragon design on the heads is nice. Like they picked a nice design for that dragon,
Yep, they did.
and they knew where to accentuate with the gold. Because once
And the
again, Kamen
blue,
Rider can use gold.
oh my god, can they ever use gold? But in this situation, it's actually the slight uses of blue that are way more eye-catching, in my opinion.
Well, I think they're eye catching because of the gold. Also, like
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah, yeah. Normally, the gold itself is eye-catching, but they use the gold smartly to make the blue piercing. It's a blue eyes black dragon.
yeah.
Ooh, this is what happens if you fuse red eyes with blue eyes.
But like nothing really seems to get in the way, and anything that would be sticking out could be used for offense or defense.
Hmm.
So the only major problem here is the sword.
Yeah. So, speaking of heavily armored medieval warriors,
Ooh, now curious.
my
Ah,
number 12.
see, I didn't put this on my list because I knew it was going to be on yours. The same thing.
This is Gaim. Kachidoki Arms! Hey, hey, oh! Again, I've picked in a row heavy armored characters.
This one almost feels like medium armor to me,
Yes, it's like I'm going less armor in a sense,
and I just
but
like the two flags in the back.
I love how they're actual goddamn
I
weapons.
know, right?
But again, the Gaim suit is blue, but because they used orange, which is a contrasting complementary color, it works so well. But I love the old timey samurai Kabuto helmet he's got.
Yep, with the little mustache and the
Yep,
mouthpiece.
designed to scare. Like this is a general.
You know what I really like though?
Mhm.
It's not just orange. There's like tones of red in there too. It's an actual.
Tangerine. He's using all the colors of orange, like the blood orange, the tangerines,
Yes, that's what I was trying to think
clementines.
of. Tangerine.
Yeah, and again, he looks heavy. His belt is a little bit on the chunky side. I don't really like the Sengoku driver with the big silly sword,
Hmm.
but I love how the armor moved over it. It's actually on a hinge when it comes down on him that moves over and almost protects the belt.
You know what I really loved about this one, but it's not something we can show off.
The DJ gun.
The DJ gun and the music when he takes this form.
Yep. Oh, the music is just stuck in my head.
Yeah.
But the way he usually lands, he's thud. Oh, great! Now we can't move him.
And I love the overlapping shoulder pads
Hmm.
for
Like this
maneuverability
is
and protection.
this is what when someone says, "Oh, it's a samurai," look like this is what I pictured. This is the heavy set. Oh, like he belongs on a horseback as well with the flags behind him.
Hmm.
Like
I think my
I
one
now,
problem is the solid blue shoes,
yeah, that's a legit problem for me too. That's why it's not higher. But
but the
the
nice
little bits,
mustache is always a
yep,
plus.
the reflective gold for his crest is so good.
Yeah, that's where you want to use the metallic gold in things
Yep,
like this.
yep,
We're supposed to be flashy.
yep,
And for the bracelets too, it's got a nice, not as
yep. Not as,
reflective, but it's a nice metallic on there.
because they will be in more combat than your obvious helmet crest will be.
But the solid blue shoes, like they could have taken over the shoes, could have got with the gold there,
Yeah,
just for some color.
yeah. Now this is not Gaim's final form; it's his semi-final form. I like his final form,
Hmm.
but nowhere near as much as Kachidoke Arms. Like this is the general. The Kachidoki Arms is the Shogun. The Kiwami Arms is the Shogun,
Kawami arms.
which means fruit basket.
Yeah, no, I will say that I love the voices and
Fruits basket. But yeah, Kachidoki
Mr.
Arms,
Fabulous.
Mr. Dangerous. Ding ding ding.
He is my favorite character from that show.
I wanted to put him on the list, but I just did not like his
No,
durian arms.
it works for him, but it's not something that would work for me.
No. Okay, that suit only works because the guy inside of it.
Yes.
But this one works regardless of the guy inside the suit. And like I said, it's just it kind of really complements your last pick too.
Yeah, it really does. It's just a very nice contrast between the two ideas, but at the
Yeah,
same time, a
like
similar idea.
how do you make a heavy set sword wielding warrior? Well, here's the knight version. Here's the samurai version.
Yeah.
Now I really want those two forms to either team up or fight.
That's
You know
Kamen
what?
Rider show. They'll do both.
They start off fighting and then they turn back to back and start fighting together.
All right, let's move on to my next one.
All right,
What
we're
number
on
are we
number
at?
11. 11.
11. Nice and simple.
Yeah, I can respect that.
Kamen Rider Necrom.
Nekuram.
I loved the sound of his wrist device.
Rush Invader!
It almost sounded like an old arcade game.
Yeah, it actually that is an old arcade game from Bleach, I believe.
But this is just a nice.
Yeah, it's a nicely armored suit. You can see the undersuit underneath the actual chunkier armor.
And
And while he doesn't have a belt, he does have a belt badge because his henching device is on his arm.
it does stick out. It is too big. That's why I didn't get higher up on this list because that is
Mm-hmm.
just very easily eye catching and probably would catch on something or somebody's going to grab for that.
Yep.
But I
But
like.
Necrom, the green for Necrom is just so good.
I love the parts where it looks like you can connect something to the suit to make it look like I want to inject you with this green slime.
It's basically Venom from the Batman franchise.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's pumping through him to make him stronger.
And my only
He
other thing with this suit is I love and hate it at the same time. The diver mask helmet.
it looks better with the hood up. It really does.
Yes. But at the same time, I can understand why this is just I can't see to my left or right. Good thing I can turn my head.
Yeah, thank God.
But I do love a lot of the ghost stuff because I do love the hoods.
Yeah.
Like they really make like 90% of that.
Yeah, they really do. I think Ghost might be one of the strongest designs for the main suits. Some of the side upgrades are iffy.
Yeah, I keep flip flop, but I don't want to add in it multiple times. And Necrom is just standard.
Yep.
After thinking about it, I just like the simplicity.
Yep. Just the nice like biker jacket he has on too is just
And it's not nothing's really overbearing, and it looks somehow it still looks threatening.
you know what I wish he had for a weapon?
Hmm?
Just a chain, like an actual biker like grabbed a random chain and started whipping a person with.
Well, Kamen Rider, Spectre had a grabby hand.
Yeah, he also has the grabby hand. Only his is white. Which did not work for me.
No, I did not like their weapons. No,
No, only Ghost's original weapon was good.
what was he using?
He just used a sword. The sword also folded out a second sword. But then later he had a pair of sunglasses with a sword sticking out of the top.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's needed good to happen, yeah.
I forgot he did use a sword because he really stopped using it pretty later on.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because the only one I really remember using a sword a lot was Musashi. But his design was a little off for me
No.
with the headpiece.
Yeah, no. It's color red, though.
Yeah.
But speaking of swords and spooky stuff, my number 11, Kamen Rider Kivala.
There's a mouthful for you.
Yeah. She is, well, one of the few female Kamen Riders with a really good suit design, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like when you think of a queen on a chessboard, in my opinion.
I easily
With
get that impression.
with the bat motif, and, well, if you know me with anything, bats are one of my favorite animals.
I do like it. It doesn't really look like armor per se. It just looks like she's putting on like a jacket.
Yeah. And she's designed to be a fencer, so light armored. Makes sense as well.
Leather armor really works.
Hmm. but I love the use of white for a bat. It's pretty unique.
And the red belt is really a nice standout color.
Yep. The
And the
purple's what
gold
like
gem.
yep. And the purplish bluish is just really crisp.
Well, I like how they used the purple to kind of be the inside of the jacket and her
Yeah.
technical skin, technically.
You kind of yeah.
Well, design wise, not actual wise. The white is supposed to be her armor and jacket.
Yep. I love the claw like bat wings on her hips, which make me think they could fold out like succubus wings. I'm just glad they never did that in the movie. That would have
Yeah.
been silly.
My only real issue is Kivala is supposed to be another bat and hedging device.
Yeah.
Have you seen Kiva? I would have liked it to look something like Kiva, but not stand out so much.
Yeah. But because she was always just a CGI creature, they never actually made a physical toy of her, unfortunately. Kivala always was going to be flat on the suit. My only complaint with this is she has very long heels. You can't see them with the way her legs are, but they're not very good combat heels.
Now, I mean, I would have either liked to have something where it transfers back and forth to stay out of trouble because it is a living creature kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's nice that it's at least out of the best way to stay out of the way.
Mm.
And like I said, the red belt with the chain is a very nice detail.
Yep. I love the silver bracelets and anklet she has.
I do like the bracelets kind of go over where her foot sticks out, so she can like bend it up and
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, the anklets are very good. And the silver knee pads. Again, knee pads.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna need somebody in the face. You want them to be protected.
But when you get to the really thing I like the most is the helmet. I love the Kiva family helmets.
Yeah, I
Where
do
they,
like the yellow and the center gem here.
mm-hmm. I love the use of negative space to make it look like she has fangs.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, you can really see the compound eyes she has. Huge.
Yeah, I like how it kind of goes up with the helmet.
Yep. And then down with the helmet as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she has good vision.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they use that to try and emphasize the fangs.
Yep. And emphasize how piercing bat eyes can be.
And like the collar of her jacket, the way it kind of still like bat wings,
Mm-hmm.
is a nice touch as well for me.
And it's good neck protection.
Yeah, just raise your shoulder, your neck will be protected.
Yep.
But it also looks like something like a lady would like a lady of royalty would wear like a
Yeah. To a ball or something.
yeah, I don't know what they call it, like a scarf or like a minx, I think it was called.
Might be, yeah.
But something like that big puffy thing they wear on their shoulders a lot of times when they go to fancy balls.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got class and functionality to it, like it really
Yeah, she's going to classily kill you.
Well, at least she's not going to style all over me.
No, she's not.
Okay,
Number 10.
This is a nice one for me.
Kamen Rider 011.
Kamen Rider 001 Rising Hopper.
Oh, 001.
Yep,
Yeah. I thought it was 011. My bad.
no problem. This is using the Force Riser with 01's progress key.
Yep.
The Hopper.
Rising Hopper.
And it is just a magnificent malformed piece of armor.
Normally Soul does not like asymmetric designs.
No, but there's something about it's not that so much as it's asymmetrical, but both sides you can see where they matched.
Mm-hmm.
It's more the material there that doesn't work.
Yeah, it grabbed a different material, same shape.
Yeah.
Or didn't fully form it. It looks like it was forced on him. Hence, Force Riser is the device used usually by the bad guys of the franchise for 01.
But the gauntlets and just the general design just really drew me on this one.
All the black bands really do get the impression of this suit is being forced onto him. Like it's being bound to him.
Mm-hmm. I love that about the Force Risers. It's one of my favorite things about the 01 series is the Force Risers. Like, this was another heavy Kamen Rider show with a few too many Kamen Riders, but the designs were lovely.
Yeah, it didn't go too far. It was teetering on too far, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. The movies have made it go too far, but that's generally movie bloat problem.
But but the Force Riser keys, Force Riser belts are kind of one of my favorite ideas for it. Like, let's take the Kamen Rider, but instead of them being able to use it freely, we'll just force them on. And this is what happened when the hero has to do that.
Makes sense.
And if you think there's going to be issues for doing that, you'd be right.
Very right. I don't really care for the Force Riser design myself, but that's a me thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I do love the use of clear black plastic for
Yeah, like
armor pieces.
like the clear definition of what material was used where,
Mm,
plus the yellow, the matching yellow, like it's all standard
yep.
color, even the matching the belt.
Pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, it might not be exact, but it's a lot closer to a lot of the other ones we've seen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the idea of the hero using the evil belt system to try and get back to where he was, always a plus.
Sucker for that. I was a sucker for that.
So like I said, this is just one of those belts that just drew me in.
Mm,
I think it's one of the better Force Riser designs.
it really is. But now let's get on to my number 10.
I am actually quite curious. Aha!
Kamen Rider Geats Commander Cannon. Ooh, that got shrunk.
Yeah, it's
Weird internet.
size ratios. It's kind of a weird thing, and I'm still. Yeah.
I keep on. But yeah, this is my favorite form from Kamen Rider Geats. Gates? I'm
Geats.
getting those two confused. Those two confused constantly. Anyway, this is a swappable form like Hourglass one sold children before, but I actually only really like the cannon form. The jet form's okay.
I like how they at least try use both sides of it.
Yes. And I'm a sucker for shoulder cannons.
Yeah, Violet's definitely a good idea for that.
Yeah. I also do enjoy his little sword. It's not really that important, but it's just nice little sword. But he does look, again, heavily armored. I do seem to really like heavily armored riders for lower on the list.
I'd love the helmet.
Oh yeah, the fox ears and then the commanding visor with the antenna. He does look like a commander with it. And the orange and blue work really well together. The greeblies inside the cannon is just the weird, like inside the actual cannon next to the head. I don't know what they're for. Like them.
But
And
the
the
only
shoulder
issue
pads.
I had share with M,
Yeah. Hand feet.
I get why they're there. I understand the system of the why it's like that.
But it's huge downsides.
Because when they swap, they pretty much just flip the entire body over and they just kind of move around.
Which I do like when they look like when they're actual hands. They look like Gundam fingers.
Mm-hmm.
Which I like. But I don't know where else to put them.
But I do. The one thing I do like about this is that it's easy to tell when he flips where things bend down and what folds in to make the armor pieces. So it's a nice design now. It's aesthetically pleasing. Like these go on his shoulder.
Yeah.
These fold down to his arms.
Now the wings for jet form, which lets him fly in jet mode, become his bracers in cannon form. When he actually fires the cannons, the wings deploy, stick into the ground, and brace him for fire.
Mm-hmm.
I love stupid shit like that. Because it really gets the emphasis of how powerful those guns are.
I mean, I'm a little bit. I'll be honest. I was a little bit more of a sucker for his flight mode, his jet mode.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as much as I hate being up in the heights, the maneuverability, being able to take to the air, is a good idea.
It's good. It almost made it into whip swap, but
And his
not
belt's nice and simple and tucked in.
you can see how the belt itself flips over too.
Mm-hmm.
So it works. He's just a good idea for a heavy cannon unit. I just like the idea of him and assault wolves standing back to back and blasting everything around them. Did we hit them? We blew up everything. But did we hit them? You know what? Second one, Barbara, just in case. You just see a tiny white flag with a shocker logo on it.
I do actually kind of like the fact that his undersuit actually looks just like he's wearing a sweater.
Yeah.
Like it's a silly little thing, but it's just. All right, let's move on to what are we on 9?
Yeah, I think so.
Kamen Rider Shinobi.
Oh.
I'm a sucker for ninjas. I won't deny it.
Hmm.
And considering that the only other ninja Kamen Rider we have is what, ZX or ZO?
Z Cross, the
Z
press says.
Cross. I'm sorry. I see ZX. I think that's what you're supposed to say.
Apparently, Z Cross is part Canadian, part Japanese, because the Japanese often pronounce X's as crosses.
Ah,
Eh. I
and
just like his name is Z Cross, but
like Ed
Chanel,
said, purple is not a commonly used color on Kamen Riders,
no,
but
it's becoming more common, but
yeah. But I love the more sleek design this one has.
I get a giggle every time I see the kunais on his shins, and not shins, his thighs. I like the sports tape on his arms and
The
legs.
wraps, yeah.
Yeah,
It makes it look like he could probably take this off and use them for something,
I'll
or they're
just
just
strangle you
bracing
with these.
and then try and makeshift chainmail on his arms and legs.
Yep, it's not actual, but ninjas did wear chainmail a
Mm.
lot, so I like that homage. And muffler.
Yep, a nice purple muffler that really, like, I won't say it needed more color because ninja.
Yeah,
So
purple is a good color for ninjas. I would have preferred if you wore blue because real ninjas wear blue.
midnight blue to be
But
precise.
it's way better than goddamn orange.
Fair
I
enough.
like orange. It works for a samurai, not a ninja. Especially if the samurai is orange themed.
I mean, I get kind of why it would probably have been a major pain in the butt to make, but the faceplate is one of the things that holds us back. I would have gotten rid of the cross here
Hmm.
and have the scarf come up like a mask.
Yeah, I would have preferred that too. I do like the yellow eyes though.
Yeah, the yellow eyes, and they kind of look like they're like internal flames if you look along the edges.
Yeah, it gets me the impression of like you know how some animals' eyes glow yellow in the dark?
Hmm.
Gives me that kind of impression. So you look around like, I don't see the ninja. Oh, is that a deer?
I mean, I don't
Oh,
mind the belt buckle shuriken so much because you can probably take it off and use it as a weapon.
probably yeah. If last ditch effort. I
And he,
do like this the stupid windmill shuriken in the chest, even though unrealistic as all frig.
well, that was just painted on, so that's not even.
Yeah, I like that. Like that's a nice
Well, I
touch.
would say it, so. It's not in the way, but and he does have a ninja toe that he uses, even though those weren't real.
Mm.
And I think he kind of like does ninja magic and pulls these off, becomes real kunais.
Oh, obviously.
And like I said, he's not one of the heavier armored ones. He's light, he's nimble, he's a goddamn ninja.
Yep.
So I'm being biased. You can sue me.
Nah, because I like it. Not in my top 15, but
Which reminds me, I do have to
respectable.
watch his show. Actually curious, but he's got like a mini
Miniseries, yeah.
episode. Yeah.
I've heard
Oh,
a lot of the Zio
speaking of
miniseries.
armor,
How would you like some diamond plated armor?
I don't
Kamen
know.
Rider
Sounds
Wizard.
costly.
Kamen Rider Wizard Infinity. Or you also could say Kamen Rider Mugen, because Mugen also means infinity. Yeah, I just love the choice of metallic silver and the blue diamond. And then just the little hints of gold and red from his belt and his dragon.
I do like the piece in the neck.
Yep. You can see the little dragon molded into his chest as well, right below the gold. His head is actually shaped like a diamond ring for an engagement. His shoulder pads, they're just not overly, they're not too big.
Nah, they're not overly designed either.
Yep. Like you'd think, oh, he's diamond themed, he'd be like way ostentatious. No, he actually is pretty well held back.
I do like the hip armor
Yep.
and the diamond bracelets.
Yep. I love the diamond knee pads. Because if he knees you in the face, oh god. Good shin armor, diamond anklets,
And once
and
again, goes up and around for full foot maneuverability.
yep. Not crazy about the boots, but at least he has decent combat heels.
If this doesn't look so much like the rest of the silver, you can see these were literal steel-toed boots for kicking.
Oh my god, yeah. Maybe they should have been diamond toed boots they're kicking. But
And
overall,
The one thing about Wizard I do love his usual. He's wearing a trench coat.
Wizard feels like a magician or a wizard who finally said, you know what, I'm sick of just casting magic. I'm going to be a magic knight and run to the front line and stab motherfuckers.
Wee.
That's what Infinity feels like to me. It feels like a perfect combined knight and a magician. He's a magic knight, even though his weapon is a sword axe, which is actually a real thing apparently.
Yeah, there was. I don't know if they were actually used in combat that much, but I knew that.
Who knows? Medieval ideas are kind of crazy places.
Yeah.
But overall, I think Infinity really does work for a final form because his whole motif is elemental and gems.
Mm-hmm.
So combine all elements, and what's the most powerful gem? A diamond.
There we go.
I
Nice.
love the way his uh, eyes work too for the helmet.
Yeah, that's a nice little thing there. Like,
It's hard. He probably has full vision.
yeah, it looks like this is like. I'm not sure how to put it. Like, this is like rougher diamond, and for the lenses, it's like a polished.
Yeah, a polished diamond would be the term for it. But I also love whenever he gets hit, you kind of see like a sparkle effect, like, oh, I didn't do anything. Crap.
And then
But
we'll move on to number 8.
yeah, I think we just saw the preview of it. I can respect
Kamen
the
Rider Blade King.
I can respect the king.
I can
This
respect the
is
king's design.
yeah, what Grand Zeo tried to do is homage this suit, but because they decided to make it just flatter hieroglyphs,
Mm-hmm.
they work. They work so much better, and they're not over the goddamn place. I get it; they had to be all over the place for Grand Zeo because 20+ riders in a sense.
Yeah. I mean,
But
like I said, it's like a flat panel, but it's elevated design. I forget. There's a name for that, but I can't think of what it is.
whole hieroglyph is the first thing I come up with. Regardless, King also looks heavily armed,
Mm-hmm. But he
but
always
not
looks maneuverable. Like he's going to be able to walk over and punch you if he wants.
considering that's pretty much what he did for attention in the King form.
Yeah. And a
And like,
nice use of the red eyes.
yeah, these ones look like he doesn't have full vision.
He's heavily enough to survive anything.
Yeah,
I
I
like the
love his.
like. There's like a little green gem right here.
Yep, pointless. Love it.
The
I love how
shoulder.
you can still see the ace motif, or the spade motif in his face.
Mm-hmm. And the chest piece is just a design of blue gold, and it's just like mwah.
Yeah,
I couldn't have
the
asked for a better design on that one.
shoulder pads, big, blocky for guards, but they are not in the way of his movement at all.
Nope.
They look like he's wearing castles.
Yeah,
Those are turrets he's got on his shoulders.
and his armor, his gauntlets, and his the not the forearm, the bicep protection.
Yeah, bicep. Yeah, he has to have a different gauntlet on the left one because that's his upgrade device. But look, it's long and flat. I think it's better to make things long and flat than make them stand up.
And
The
his
only real
belt's
problem,
nice and not in the way too.
I wish it upgraded to match the suit better.
I think the centerpiece. I think the little bit of red here on the side of the belt could have been kept where the strap is,
Mm-hmm.
just for a touch of different color.
Yeah,
But I think they put blue around the spade emblem. That would have worked.
yeah, like the Hercules,
Mm-hmm.
the Hercules beetle.
Um,
Then his leg guards.
these are definitely knight-like leg guards.
Do you want to take a little bet to those knees? I love he has spurs. I love he
I
has
love
spurs
the
on the back of his
spurs. I
ankle.
love just the like metal
Plating.
straps along the shoes for protection for
Yeah,
flexibility.
yeah.
But he honestly looks like he'd get on a horse and be the general,
Yep.
or like a few other Kamen Riders, ride a goddamn dragon.
No. He does really give out the impression of, again, a heavy set warrior, but the best kind of heavy set. Like he looks like he can run. Like I don't think he could turn as fast as he would want to, but much like some other ones I've mentioned before, when he starts running, you're like, oh, well, I'm not outrunning him. He's just gonna go to that wall I used to
And
block him.
because it looks like he could be riding like a knight or a king on his horse, I can excuse the no
Oh
crotch armor.
my! You might want to rephrase that a bit.
Nope, not at all.
Okay then. Okay. You do you, my friend.
No, but I just it, this was one that slightly grew on me more and more the more I looked at it.
Hmm.
But it's just a nice, simple, and I just
Regal.
yeah, regal and simple. It's the way I like them. Keep it simple.
Hmm. Speaking of simple,
Let's see what you got. Ah,
we're sticking with Wizard for me, and we're going with Kamen Rider White Wizard, also referred to as by his spoiler name, Kamen Rider Wiseman. This is the inverse of Infinity. It's a wizard who decided to just keep specializing in magic. He looks like the Archmagus.
gimme, 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 gimme now.
What?
Gimme, 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 gimme now.
I don't know what you're referencing with that.
Spoiled child.
Oh, okay. Anyway, his weapon is included in this, which is really weird. Not a lot of writers are posing with their weapons, which bugs me. Which is a spear, which is also a flute, and the musical instruments, the musical keys, are his actual magic rings. The dude is coating himself in rings. He's got like a tactical layer of them on his chest, and his head is an unrefined gemstone. But it's in a cowl, so I like that.
I think my only problem with the cowl is it goes down into his neck or
Yeah,
piece instead of just being like connected to the shoulders.
it was probably done like that for the sake of stunts and whatnot.
Oh, I can understand. I was just saying, like,
But he is using so few colors. It's white and gold and black,
mm-hmm.
with the only other color being the red of his wizard driver.
And I just like to point out, just to show comparison to Beast. Notice the gold here that could be like the um, lace,
Hmm.
and the black bottom for the actual sole of the shoe.
Yeah, there's a differentiation of color.
It actually looks like a goddamn shoe.
Hmm. But I love how his arms are draped over in cloak,
Mm-hmm.
which works for a magician. You don't know what's up his sleeve. He can hide things up there.
Now, if only you could pull a rabbit out of there.
He could if he wanted to.
All
It's
right,
just
let's go to Broadway.
it's just he never had a reason to. But it really works for the magician who stays on the back line. He was one controlling everything, but also behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And it works as a contrast to a wizard
I
Infinity.
give wizards belts one thing is that they're nice and out of the way.
Yeah, they really are, and you can use them one-handed. There's a little switch on the side, which either hand can flip up or down. So change ring and then one-handed use your magic. Which they have a lot of flair to that with their dramatic capes and cowls and jackets. What made me like the wizard suits so much is that when they're fighting, they can spin and add like a little bit of drama to it. And White Wizard hiding his hands in his cloak really makes you wonder: is he changing rings, or is he about to pull a spear? Is he about to just punch you? Which he didn't, but he karate chop I think a few times,
Ha-cha!
or open palm strike a few times too.
At least they didn't learn from Kenshiro. My God, a monk wizard.
Yeah, but it just he does give off the aura of he knows secrets that you'll never figure out.
Mm-hmm.
It's good character design.
Well, my friend, are you ready for the trip to hell?
Sure.
Kamen Rider Zero One Hell Rising Hopper. That's a hell of a mouthful.
Do like it though.
Oh my God, yes. The only problem is the goddamn belt.
The bright yellow does not work.
No.
But what does work is that helmet.
Oh my God, yes.
Zoom in on the ooze dripping mouth, the veins creeping into the white eyes.
You know what
Is he?
also I really love about this thing?
Hmm?
The chest piece.
Yep. Looking at that face, is he blind with rage or is he blind to the world?
I don't know, and I just love it all the more because I don't.
Yep.
But I realize these
The
white lines trying to poke out is circuitry. Is hell
mhm,
trying? Is the technology trying to break out from its imprisonment in hell?
mm,
Because they look like the circuitry trying to like that line a circuit board or something like that.
mhm.
And this is like the center mainframe. So is it trying to break out, or is it trying to be pushed back in? I don't know. I don't care. It still looks cool. Goddamn cool.
Yep.
And then you got like it looks really like leather armor going down the arms to nice
Yep.
uh um
Good gauntlets.
gauntlets. Thank you. And the nice tit gauntlets, but looks like they got a little bit of claws on them.
Hmm. Good
Going
thigh
down,
armor.
more leather.
No knee pad, but yeah,
He
he looks
doesn't.
like he
He
can.
doesn't look like he's the type that's going to need them.
No, but he does look like he has full mobility with his
Oh
legs.
god,
So
yes, this thing looks mobile as hell.
ironic.
But he looks sturdy, but not as sturdy as the others. But he looks maneuverable.
The way the spikes on his shoulders, like not his shoulders, his chest look. It looks like has boosters there.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gives me the impression he's fast, which I don't know if he is or isn't. I haven't watched it, but
For
the
this,
impression it gives is
if
good.
this is based on the form that I think it is, yes, this thing is really fast.
Mm.
But the belt is a little in the way, but not too badly.
Mhm.
Um, but I just think as a whole, this just looks like it looks like I know it's supposed to be armor, but because it looks like demonic leather in a sense,
Yep.
I really like it. And the red and the black, like trying to use like a few colors to really give that feel to it.
Mhm.
They could have just left this as like a simple black color, but they want that extra touch to give it that nice like I'm not sure. Like I would have to say, I want to say demon leather for a touch.
We'll go with Demon Lover. It definitely feels different than a lot of the
Mm.
Zero One suits.
It was just that nice little touch that really brought it out. I think.
I
Like I
can
said, they
run.
could have just left it as a solid black.
They decided to go with a darker grayish, and it works.
Because it does
But that
feel like a
helmet,
certain type of skin out in there
yeah,
to
but that
me.
helmet is what I love the most about this suit.
Oh god, yes, the helmet is just magnificent. Like this isn't a general, this isn't some great leader. This is something here to kick your ass.
It's just a demon you've unleashed.
Yep.
It's come to bring hell. So my next one is a two former.
Ooh. Let's see what you have. Ah. Let's go
This is
first with Rabbit
Kamen Rider.
Rabbit.
Build rabbit, and it. Well, we'll show its next form later, but it's the combination. These two are what I consider builds creme de la creme forms.
Yeah, I
And
do like these. This one is I probably would say this is my favorite of the two.
yes, I might lean a little bit more to rabbit, but well, let's first off zoom in on that head because I love the joke of Build's helmets, where his eyes are two rabbits looking at each other right now.
Oh, they're trying to give each other nosies.
Yes. And I love the Build logo.
I do like how the other form's eyes is used as like a spikes in the back, I think is
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, good logo, good neck brace.
good shoulder pads.
Yep. And then the rubberized, texturized armor really works for Rabbit because he has extended arms and legs, which the white on the arms and legs look like they're springs, which again, a rabbit, he's going to have a lot of fast movement, springs, and large jumps. I'm not crazy about the build driver.
No. The build driver like if the
Like
handle folded away, I could buy it a bit more.
I love the hazard trigger, even though it's a little bit on the chunky side. It's that little red thing on top of the silver
Well, the
wheel.
hat sugar itself is not that big. It's the fact that the belt is so big and it connects on, it kind of
That's
kills
the
it.
problem. But I do love the whole notion of you have this device, you have to take the glass case off, push the button, and then plug it in. It actually feels like this is dangerous. We should not be doing this. But then we get to the end of the legs, you can see more of this spring-like design for his legs.
And the rubber down the
Yeah,
thighs.
yeah. It really does feel like the suit is designed to move with the spring motif.
Hmm.
You can't see it, but he has two cape-like things on his back, which look like rabbit ears,
Yeah,
and I love that.
that's hard to see, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah, it's right behind his body. In motion, it looks really cool.
Now, the other form of this,
Tank and tank. See, Build's original form is combining a rabbit and a tank. Don't understand it. But when you purify it to be rabbit, rabbit, or tank, tank, you get two very different things. Rabbit, rabbit, speed. Tank, tank. It's literally a tank.
I do like the fact that the tank treads are what are sticking out.
Yep. I love how both the tank legs are good for kicking and punching. Like if he punches you and then hits you with the side of his arm, tread to the face. Knees you, tread to the stomach.
I think I would have
The,
had the shoulder pads point forward, kind of like
they
actual.
can't.
Oh,
They can just point forward and fire,
okay.
and
I
then
forget they can do
reset. What I love most about Tank is when he transforms it, a bunch of tiny tanks roll up, start shooting the enemy, and then attach to his body.
that.
You can see the tank tread drape behind his back, like how the rabbit ears were. A little bit better on this one,
Yeah.
but
And
what I
the similar rubber for
Mhm.
flexibility.
Yep, he has less of a pronounced neck collar, but he is heavier armored in the shoulders, so
Yeah, he
makes
just
sense.
raises his shoulder. That's going to protect his neck.
And you can see how his eyes are now tanks.
I still
He
see the
has.
rabbits try to kiss.
I don't. I see two tanks going off to shoot two very different things. But he has a CGI form where his legs become a tank turret and he just kind of rolls around shooting. It's
Rolling around playing the shoot you all.
it's stupid, but in the fun stupid way.
I always have to have the fun stupid.
Yeah. But Tank and Rabbit do really feel much more impactful to me design wise than Genius his
I can
final
see
form.
it. Yeah, his genius form was just not on my list because it just.
It felt like a generic White Rider, which it felt like a bunch of other Neo Heisei
You know
Riders
what
have
it
done
felt
white
like to
forms.
me?
Mhm.
Like it was trying to copy Ghost.
It felt like yeah. It felt like it was trying to copy the best of Ghost, and it did not quite get it. But
But
the best thing about Build is just saying rabbit, rabbit, tank, tank. It's kind of fun to say.
I will say this one. I do love his logo.
Yes.
The nice going up, make the half a gear, jagged gear, and then just going around.
I mean, it'd make a terrible gear though.
Oh yeah, but for a logo, it's fantastic.
Oh yeah, for a fact. Yeah.
Okay, next up on my list, Eternal Blue
Hmm.
Flames. Because this thing, or Blue Flare, I'm sorry, not Flames.
Yeah, Blue Flare.
This thing is a tactical genius design.
It's simple. It's got elegance. It's got an owl motif in the head, if you can believe it.
It's got a cape, or a cowl, or a cloak, whatever the hell you would call it.
Tactical genius is what I'd call that way. The way he used it and shit.
Oh yeah, and I love the fact he uses a knife.
Yep.
I'm a sucker for combat knives and katanas. I'll say that.
I won't deny that those are cool.
And the fact that these
Those are those are memory slots for final hacks, which he just uses to power himself even more.
and they each
He,
one is connected to the power suit more, so you can have like all 20 plugged in, ready to kick your ass.
not 20. He uses one of each letter of the alphabet.
And if that's not enough, they're just well positioned. The blue and the white and the black is three colors. Well, technically four if you count the red on the belt.
Mm-hmm.
But it's another thing. Few colors, simple design. The nice yellow in the eyes for Al,
Mm-hmm.
because
Which
usually when they
also
reflect light, you
the
always see
eyes
yellow.
are also shaped slightly like an infinity sign. So this is the third time we've brought up infinity on this list.
Hence the term eternal.
Yep.
Oh, the guy can't die either.
Yeah, he's a zombie.
Um,
He, I love how he has a bandolier on one arm, but not on the other, and then a bandolier on one leg and not the other.
I I love the tri horns on his helmet.
Yeah, it's hard to see the middle horn
Yeah,
because of the
right
white
here.
background, but it is smaller, and I like that. He's basically a horned owl in a sense.
And
Literally horned,
you can
though.
almost make out a beak this out on the mouthpiece.
Yep.
You got to use a little bit of your imagination, but you can't just about see it.
Yep. You can see something is there.
Yeah.
And I love the black that leads into the eyes.
I love like I said, the cloak. You can always see if this is a hood or for a neck warmth.
Hmm. And the way he hides his weapon inside the cloak,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know where he's going to stab from.
Nice flexibility. You can see a little bit of padding for the knees for nailing right here,
Hmm.
and nice
And,
simple boots.
and the flare on the boots like matches the flames going up his arms,
I
which you forget that he can punch and kick with natural red blue flames even without using inner powers. The red form did it more often, but because the blue form can do more, it wasn't needed. But with desperation, he can grab you by the face and just melt you.
and like I said, I'm not usually a big fan of capes or cloaks for combat, but he really shows it off well.
And when it got in his way, he just whipped it off.
Mm-hmm. Or he pull a matador and go, Toro, Toro, come on. Well, I stab you behind this thing.
Yep. Actually, that's was the whole point of the cloak, to hide the knife, the saber while you stab the bull.
So, yeah, like I said, simple, and I love it. Ah, another nice simple one.
Go for a little bit of elegance again with Kamen Rider Tsukiyomi. This is
I
my favorite suit from ZO. Even if she doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest problem with her. Why she never made any of my list. And I know this is based on simply design.
But her own biases come sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Plus,
I
I knew it was on your
do,
list, so
yeah, fair enough. I do really like when they do classy female Kamen Riders. And this one feels really classy. This one feels like a Greek oracle. For she has come to foretell the future and change the past. She also has heels, but they're a lot better than Kivala's.
I do like the ankle bracelets
Hmm. Being like watch chains, like a stop for a pocket watch.
and the watch straps on her arms for a nice
Hmm.
like design
Like,
touch.
like if all four of them are basically watches. Waz is a smartwatch from ZO is a normal watch. Gates is a digital watch. She's a pocket watch, in my opinion.
I do like the little dial on the side here too,
Yep,
and
those are
the
silly.
nice crest moon here.
Yep, it's spelling her name Tsukuyomi and then forming a moon, which is really clever.
Mm-hmm.
The cape again, sucker for a cape, and it looks like she's wearing Roman Greco-Roman robes to
Isn't it
give
called a
a.
toga?
I think it is a toga, yeah.
All
But
right,
she's wearing
might be
it. She's. I could be wrong too. You might be right, but yeah, she looks like she is an oracle.
Yeah, I also like that she only has the one armband to hold the watches on,
Yep.
and the other one is just more decorative with the strap.
Yep. It gives the impression she doesn't fight as much, which, yeah, no shit, she doesn't fight as much. What, she only in like 3 episodes?
This form, somewhere around there,
Yeah.
maybe even one, but
And you get to see the ZO driver much better like this.
mm-hmm.
Also shows the year she's from.
2068.
I do hope she gets her own series that year.
I'd love to see a series where her and Gates try and fight Omaziol.
Again, knee pads.
And
Once
I like
again,
the
watch.
little touch of gold right here for no reason, but just some extra flair.
Yeah. And the fact that one leg is kind of showing is kind of cute.
Mm-hmm. But it's consistent because you can see the strap going down here under her belt and all the way down the cloth.
Yep. She also has a little choker-like design on her neck of a watch band.
Mm-hmm.
Or watch chain, that's why I think she's a pocket watch theme.
But I will say this: I like how the eyepiece of her spell your name is up in front of her watch face.
Mm.
So I do like that design of it. Like it's different from the others.
Yep.
But then again, if you want to use that many moons to spell your name, you're going to need it.
Yes.
So let's go on to my number 4 or 5. Which one?
5. We're on a top 5 now.
Yep, 5. Okay. Kamen Rider Vulcan Lone Wolf.
Lone
Now, I
Wolf.
got away with this because this is a different belt than the previous one.
Yep. He's the 01 driver.
And I just love the dark blue used on this. Like a metallic
Hmm.
dark blue.
It's basically he's traded away all the Assault Wolf armaments to be sleeker and faster.
And I do like the touch of silver on the straps holding it on.
Yep. That is nice.
Silverish white, I guess. A little touch of red for eccentric.
Hmm. The double wolf motif in his helmet.
And the solid blue eyes, they're not light up, they're just matching the metal of his armor.
Which
It's a different touch.
it shouldn't work, but it does.
Yeah. And the wolf red eyes are
Yeah.
very nice here, and it goes up in the ears.
Hmm.
And the little red symbols here, which probably mean absolutely nothing, but it's nice little, again, just for flair.
Yep.
The
He's still,
belts are not my favorite on this one.
yeah, the yellow of the belts really hurt. It's hard to match the yellow.
Yeah.
01 does it, but he's the only one who gets away with it.
But I do like the red and silver here.
Hmm.
The I forget what this part was called, but it's an attachment onto it. I think it's the assault attachment if I remember right, but I can't be 100% sure.
Yes.
And I do love the gauntlets.
Hmm.
Like Zero One has some of my favorite designs on armors in general. Like there's a few in there I don't like, but it's just generally just looks like he, like you said, he traded long range for close range combat.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's not much I can say, but I love the color scheme, using a solid blue for it, and then using red for highlights.
Well, this is my favorite form for Vulcan. That would be Orthos Wolf
Mm-hmm.
with the claws.
The only
This
thing
one
that
is,
Orthos Wolf didn't do for me, this one does, is I like the helmet being like Orthos had like the thing on the side
yeah.
throughout the color. I like this
What?
one for the solid coloring.
Mm.
All right, let's see your number 5. Ah,
Rostdeolv. This is another one from Build. This is the big bad and the side rider kind of fused. This is the macho form. I love how busy the suit is in all the right ways.
I do like
How
the
it,
headpiece here. Like
the
it, the
headpiece feels like it has multiple eyes, like the center eye, the two yellowish eyes on the side, and maybe the chest has two eyes. Maybe the shoulders have more eyes.
shit. Do I
You
look at
just
this eye, that eye, that eye, that eye, or this eye?
and he's punching me in the face. But the way the chest is broken open, it feels like there's too much power for the suit to contain. And because it's based off Commodore Cross, which is written as Cross Z, don't ask, you can see there's a bit of dragon motif here and there, such as on his left arm. You can see a dragon.
See, he always felt like he was doing like this is the upper part of the dragon's head, and this is his bottom jaw.
That's kind of what it looks like. Yeah, I like that. Again, the biggest problem is the build driver.
Yep.
Even the device that is just a big can that's just slapped on there, which makes the belt big again. Like they're good in theory, but not
I'd have less of a problem if you could fold in the handle again.
again. Yeah, and I just love the uses of white, blue, and black with a little bit of pink here and there for accent colors.
Like the at least the belt color scheme matches,
Yeah.
but I mean I like the black and then the blue airbrush onto the jacket here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like it's different to have it like it looks like it was airbrushed on.
Mhm. You can kind of see it a little on his feet too.
Yeah. It looks like some of the blue was like airbrush painted on, which is a nice touch for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like on his
I,
gauntlets here and his arms.
and the little bit the horns behind his head with the same blue. Like there's
Hmm.
horns in front and horns in back. Like he's all horns.
Oh, so he's horny. Okay.
He's horny to beat the shit out of you.
I will have to critique that likeness or that because I don't like it being.
I don't think he'll care. And like the gems in his shoulders, are they eyes or will they like fire lasers?
You know, my
But
sensei
he
told
just,
me to stare my opponents in the eyes. I don't think this is quite what he meant.
you know, I just like get the impression that when he punches with his left hand, the dragon head will move forward to slash at you.
I'm hungry. Ah!
I'm hungry for your death.
I do like the gauntlets where it has like the little extra protection over the back of the hands too.
Hmm. That's from Cross Z. He was a boxer.
I thought it was a karate, but I might be misremembering.
I might be misremembering now too. As soon as I tell you, is that right? He was a martial artist.
Yes. Basically,
We'll
he
go with
would
that.
kung fu your ass into the next century.
He was the bronze of that team.
Mm-hmm.
But the heartbeat design from Cross in the eyes is such a thing I liked about all across these forms.
Mm-hmm. I did
And the
like a
see,
lot of Crossie's designs. I almost used one of them, but
mhm.
I think it was
If it wasn't,
Magma. I think was the one I
oh,
liked.
I love Magma would have been like in the top 20 for me. I can get away with using this one too because it's two characters fused again.
We know how to
But this is,
cheat.
this is also my favorite form for Evil
Yeah,
or Evolve.
Evil had a few forms I like too.
Evil overall is just a really good design for Bad Rider, and
He's a lot better than Ginga.
yeah,
And if anybody knows where Ginga's from, well, he's from my favorite show. Just to give you a hint. So
but all right, let's go on to number 4.
another villain.
Omazio.
This guy just feels like royalty to me.
Hmm.
He feels like the king on top of the hill, just waiting for you to die and just so he can get on with his life. Like when he steps down off that throne, shit got real.
He looks like his most pressing problem is: should I have white wine or red wine with dinner tonight? Or dare I say, rosé?
And it just really just comes down to he's just gold highlight incarnate.
It shouldn't work. It's too ostentatious, but Alma Zero works.
But here's the
He
thing,
has
because there's so much gold, the other colors accentuate it.
the dark gray. It's almost like gunmetal black.
Mm.
It's just so good. The
And
drained watches on him.
yeah, I was about to say it looks like he drained the watches. He's just wearing them like medals now
They're
because they're
just like
only on this part of him.
they're just trophies.
Yeah,
He won.
the nice neck guard,
Yep.
the gold
The
in the
impressed
shoulder pads.
the impressive spikes on the shoulders.
Oh god, he could shoulder check you to death.
Yep. The gold bands on his arms, still nice.
The gold sash watch
That
band.
like should not work. That should not
No,
work.
no, it should not.
It's even interfering a little bit with the belt.
Then again, at the
That
point he's
works.
at, he just doesn't give a shit.
It just works. The weird watch hand cape like he has on his back. That
Shouldn't
should be
work.
stupid. He pulls it off.
Yeah.
I especially love how his boots have an M design in them. Actually, you know what that M makes me think of?
What's that?
Magi Ranger or Mystic Force Power Rangers.
And the
That
nice
was kind
anklets here.
Yep, and gold uh, gold boots.
Gold tip boots. He can get away with that.
Yep,
Because when he kicks you, oh god, is it going to hurt?
yep. He just looks like if I had a figure of him, I'd need to give him a throne. And I prefer the throne to be made out of like rubble of things he's just destroyed.
Oh, I gotta show you the picture of his throne. You'll love it.
You've shown me the picture before.
Ah,
I love it.
okay, I just
I'm just saying,
wanted
if
to
I had
show
a figure, I'd have to like spend days sculpting the perfect like destroyed throne for him to sit in.
Yeah. And
It's
it's
just
just the it's like the henshin device, I forget what it's called. It's not a Ziku driver, but this should
it's
be gaudy as all hell, but he just like I want this to work. Oh shit, it
it's
works.
one- it's one of those things of with enough swagger you can pull off anything.
Yeah. And it's just like I said,
He has
because you're so
diamond. He's got diamonds encrusted around his head. That is so stupid.
yeah,
It
he's like one
works.
of those really fancy watches that have like the little mini watches on the inside too.
Yeah, the date and the day and time zones, and it shouldn't work, but he does.
And the
And I love
red
how
for
they
his
yeah
eyes.
they turned the pink into flaming red eyes.
Like he just but like I said, because there's so much gold, everybody else is accentuated so well, and I love the metals he made out of the other watches.
Yeah. The black around the gold feels so much stronger.
And it's the tone of the shades of gold and yellow that they use that make this stand out.
Mm,
Like if this like the matching like metal to metal gold, the sash is its own metal.
hmm
Like whatever form was taken on one side to match the other, and a
Yep.
lot of it matches, so it's not bleeding like Geetz's form was, in my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what your number 4 is.
Let's stick with royalty
Ah,
as I present to you the King of the Fangire, Kamen Rider Doc Kiva. This is the evil magistrate kind of style of king, the maniacal madman who plots your doom, rubbing his hands together, and
yeah.
again, bat motif. Mwah. And it's my favorite colors, black and red. And then again, delicious green segmented eyes, only these are a dark green.
I will say this one: Dark Kiva's eyes, I love.
They're so hauntingly piercing. And again, the helmet is designed to give him fangs, only way more fangs, and they look more intense. He has green gems throughout the body on the helmet and on his chest. Love that.
I love the ones that in his chest because they look like both like where the buttons on a coat would be,
Mm-hmm.
and like,
Mystics are power sources.
mm-hmm.
I love the bat wings and the bat ears on the very top of the helmet. It's just, his helmet shouldn't work in my opinion either, but it really pulls it off.
Yeah.
And the spiked shoulder pads and the crisscross pattern inside to homage the stained glass motif the Fangires have.
And I really, I as much as I shouldn't, just because how much he probably sticks out, I love Kiva the belt.
Yeah, Kivet the Second, oh, using as my icon right now, is one of. It's just a clever idea to make the actual source of the rider power a living being, and Kivet the Second is a creature with his own wants and desires. He's loyal to power, but he's not like blind loyal. He goes to who he thinks is the best for the future of the Fangire, and that's not always the strongest person. I love the belt's accessories with the whistles. He can blow it to just cast spells, such as turning a werewolf into a sword.
I do like his cape design. Like it.
It's two little capes attached, so it looks like wings.
Mm-hmm. Nice little
Silver.
claw knee pads.
Yeah, those are nice. Like they should again. That shouldn't work, but it does. And the bat wings on the back of his feet would really hurt for an ankle kick, like an axle kick. I mean,
Yeah.
he gives off the air of evil king.
Yeah.
Not the same way as Olmazeo does. Like Olmazeo gives off grand evil emperor. He gives off like, oh shit, this is the demon king. Like let's not go to the demon country, the demon realm.
Yeah, I know if they're too far, I'll have to bet on Omazeo.
Yeah,
Because
but there have been various people who've worn the king, the Fangire king suit of Dark Kiva, who would have given him a few wrinkles if he couldn't foresee the future.
yeah,
It's the suit feels like it has a very schemy energy to it.
honestly, Omazeo only wins because of his powers.
Yeah,
But
but there's just some, like I honestly just feel like this is such a good design.
oh,
Like, if it wasn't
it's a great design. I love the like
the bat chest.
the bat chest. Like there's something about it. It looks like if this opened up, it would look really cool.
I pictured like it opening up and like a green sickly glow comes from it, and then a storm of like demonic bats.
I could see it.
Yeah. I also like how his clawed fingers just they look so good in some shots of Kamen Rider where he's rubbing his hands together. I just can't get this image out of. It's from Decade. He like rubs his hands together, then steps backwards, and then other Dark Riders step forward and do his bidding.
Oh, that'd be an
It,
interesting fight right there, having those two set up the riders.
oh yeah. The riders he sent out did get their asses handed to him, so he fled. But
Smart
smart
move.
enough to run. Decade is a little bit on the overpowered side too.
Okay.
Number 3.
Kamen Rider
Hi.
Geats Fever Magnum.
Classy. It's a nice, white, simple suit with a tasteful muffler.
Yeah, the gold muffler should not work, but because of just the black and the white with some red highlights, it really is just a huge splash of color.
I love like the Tommy beads in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the right name. Tommy beads? I might be wrong. I could be very.
Coma. There's some name for it. I think it depends on what region you're from, also.
Mhm. And I freaking love dual wielding magnums.
Oh god, that's the one of the things I love about this suit.
Barry Burton is looking over that and nodding his head like, why didn't I do that?
Now the only thing is I like the color design, but the belt is a little not the worst we've seen size wise.
God, no.
But I like the idea of the splash of gold being on the side to match the muffler.
I do like that. I also like how you pointed out one time how the shoulder pads are the knee pads.
Mm-hmm. Like once again, you can see where, like you see here, it's down on the forearms.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see when he flips, what changes into what. I do like the idea of that. And it's a
And you can
lot
get a
easier
much...
to tell when they're both the same configuration.
Also, they look like good knee pads. But I like how you can get a much better view of the helmet now, rather than the Commander version.
Oh god, yes, I do love this helmet.
Yep. The
And I
negative
like
space
how
used
it's
to
black
use.
here, but the muffler kind of comes up a little bit more. But
Yep.
I kind of like that idea. And the fox ears, the fox eyes.
He does look like a trickster god.
Mm-hmm. It's just really nice, sleek, and a more mobile shooter. He's
Yep.
not like
Assault Wolf.
Assault Wolf or the others that are heavy. He's
Commander,
very
yeah.
mobile.
He looks like he'd be happily jumping between cover and taking pot shots.
Mm-hmm.
And you could never hit him. And the important thing is he makes sure he aims his gun sideways.
I will smack you with a rock.
But yeah, it's a good pre-form to Commander, I think.
Yeah,
I like Commander a bit more.
I mean,
but...
honestly, I know that Fever Slash wants to give him any random, but Double Magnum is just so nice in design.
It really is.
Like, the only thing that I think really outdoes this is... Well, actually, I don't think it outdoes it because didn't put it on the list, but his Magnum Boost is also a nice one.
Yeah.
But
you put that on there on one of our previous versions, and I think now that you've had time to think about it, you've made the right choice.
Yeah, I just like the whole color matching, except with the splash of gold. It's a very nice, and I think the only thing that was really missing was the muffler in the other one.
Yeah. It feels like commoners are a little bit scared of mufflers, so to see one come back finally.
Yeah. Especially for someone that's a shooter where he's going to be moving around a lot and that thing's going to be blowing in the wind.
Yeah, for dramatic shots. Well, he's shooting.
Mm-hmm. Gates has quickly become my second favorite Kamen Rider show.
I can see that. You've been singing the praise of it for a while, and I look forward to finally getting a chance to watch it.
Oh, we got a big, huge surprise for that, too.
Oh, nice.
Let's go with yours.
All right, my number 3. Kamen Rider Orga.
Or is that what they call him? Yes, General.
Yeah, we talked a bit about this suit in the Fies episode, and I still freaking love this suit. If black and red are my favorite colors, black and gold are my second favorite combination.
Like I said, we've said this before, we praise it for it. Kamen Riders generally know how to use gold.
Yeah. And Orga is the first one I saw that used gold. And still, masterwork of it. It's so good as a highlight color here. It's not...
It's kind of like the reverse of Omazeo.
Yeah, it really is the reverse Omazeo. The red and the black draw your eyes to the gold and make you realize, okay, this guy's got power.
It kind of feels like Omazeo is the king, so his gold is supposed to draw you in.
Mm-hmm.
Omazeo is a general, so the black draws you in, but the gold signifies position.
Orga, you meant to say. Yeah. You meant to say Orga.
Orga, yes, that's right.
Yeah. And you pointed out several times that the silver in the chest underneath the armor shows that he still has some heritage to the Phi suit.
Mm-hmm. Like where the arms are,
mm-hmm.
especially the legs with that rivet where the arms and legs are segmented.
Yep.
It looks like someone took the Phi suit and put on the gold and heavier armor over top of that.
Mm-hmm. It really does help with that with the red of the helmet eyes.
The helmet eyes, the chest piece, and in the phone. And I like the gold on the phone to show that make
Yeah,
it
this
feel
is
like this is a
status symbol.
status symbol of wealth and power. Because a lot of times, a lot of gold was used for both.
I love the helmet design with the multiple, like the use of the Omega design in the helmet to show that he might be, the final boss, and the way the helmet has those weird dish-like things, like Mickey Mouse ears, for lack of a better word. Looks like he's able to communicate much better with his troops. With the big gem in the center of his head, might be to
Well, it's either that he's
gather
trying
data.
not to scare all the little
Yeah,
monsters.
but the center gem also just is that the source of his power. It looks big enough and important enough to be. And we've mentioned it before, and I think you're the one who first brought it up, that the weird thing on his shoulder should be like long fabric instead of just a piece of material that's hard there.
It would look like oh god, I can't think of the name. A tassel, like hanging
Yes.
down tassel on the sides.
Yeah.
Like it will give it a more majestic feel to it. But I can understand why it's also not,
Yeah.
because they're
And
not really in the way either.
the way he's got a jacket or a cape, the jacket on the sides does give him an impression of.
And another Omega symbol in the back here.
Yep. And of course, sword holster. He's got his gun phone and his sword. He don't need no else.
No, he really doesn't.
He just marches up and just kicks ass.
And like we said, the gold used for the power lines for all the suits have is a nice touch as well. But it is just really just a regal Fi suit, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's a fitting final boss for Fies.
But like I said, I really like the nice sleek. Fi's has my favorite belt design, hands down. It's nice,
Yeah,
it's sleek, and it's out of the way.
Yeah, I can relate to that. But we'll talk about Fies in a little bit, I'm pretty sure.
Let's go to number 2. Ah, that came out quicker than we thought.
I'm surprised it's not number 1.
It flip flops, but currently, right now, yeah, these aren't permanent. These suits always we love about them. Things change, new suits come out, new shows come out, but
Yep.
some opinions change as we age.
Yep.
I'm still a young pup, so he'll have plenty of time to change.
What? I can't hear you.
But like I said, Fies is the top thing when I think simple and effective. Like a nice simple helmet, nice little gem in the middle, nice color of like an orange yellowish eyes. I still don't see a shark, even if I see the fangs.
I know, right?
But it's supposed to be based off a shark, but it's like I see a firefly. The nice red eccentrics around it with the silver armor chest piece that folds out to get I think it's XL form.
Yes, XL.
God, they use that word a lot.
They do.
God, we're gonna have to make a list of common words used in Kamen Rider soon.
Yeah.
Like I said, nice sleek belt, few accessories on the side, but they're not really in the way, and they're easily clipped on and off. The phone's tucked in, not really bulk out of the way. He's got full maneuverability at the hips and waist.
Yep.
The armored fingertips with the gloves, very nice.
Very nice.
I don't understand the ribs at the arms and legs, but nice design touch just to have something different.
Yeah.
Knee pads, of course. All suits that we love have knee pads.
Yeah, they do.
And the only thing that really I question is why this piece has this here. Oh yeah, attach the kicker device on. Okay, never mind. I just answered my own question. Hey, at least I
It
have
is
an
for
answer
the
now.
pointer. It is for the pointer, yeah. But I still love the way this suit works in
I
the
will
dark.
put one on this one so you can kick with either leg.
I think it's designed that way so he can do it one-handed. Because he'd have to, like, way more reach over to his left leg. Or swap it to give it to his left hand.
Fair enough.
I think there's a reason behind it, but it's not a great reason.
Imagine if we could use two at once.
I like the idea of that.
You probably have to use blaster form for that.
Probably. I mean, Blaster Form doesn't need anything. He just kicks.
True enough. But like I said, I always thought the red was like a transfer of energy system. So I
Hmm.
like that it goes where along his arms and legs and various parts of the suit. You think it would be underneath here, but it's not. It's actually just a strip line through everything.
Yep.
It's just like I said. I love the simplicity of the suit. It really works for me. It's simple. It works. It's modular. So it's everything I need in a suit.
All right. I can relate that. So, my number two is gonna be surprise you because it's a suit I kicking myself for forgetting.
Oh, this one.
Kamen Rider G3X.
Weren't there other G3s?
There was G3 and there was G4,
Okay.
and theoretically G4X in a comic, which I actually like the design of that, but never actually got it because it was just like it's a toy, but that's it. Anyway, this is G3X. This is a pretty weak suit in its series.
I will admit, I also forgot about this thing.
This is from a series where everyone else is getting divine powers from God, and some genius built the suit, and it does not keep up.
You know what it makes me think of?
Mm.
Big Bad Beetleborgs.
It is actually designed by the people who made Metal Heroes,
That explains a lot.
and that Metal Heroes is what became Big Bad Beetleborgs. But the G3, and actually they used scrapped Metal Hero parts to make a rival suit for it for one episode. But G3X is one of the things I really like about Japanese storytelling, of how willpower is so damn important. Because this suit is bulky, it's slow, and the person underneath it is not even a good user for it. But through sheer determination, he makes this suit look so good in action scenes. But what I love most about it is, again, it's a heavily armored suit. It gives a very nice power fantasy of you could put this on and protect people. Also, it can wear most of its weapons, and I like when you can store weapons on something.
Yeah.
It's got its gun, its combat baton, a knife on its upper shoulder on the left underneath the G3X logo. But the use of like orange red eyes in the blue and silver suit works so well to me.
I do like the gold G3X and along the chest plate
Yep.
and a
I
nice.
love the I love the badge, the star
Yeah, I was
badge
going
on
to
his
say the
chest.
badge on his chest. Real.
Yep. To show that he's part of the Japanese Defense Force.
Because otherwise, I don't think anybody would have made that connection.
No. And
I do. I like and dislike the belt at the same time.
the belt's purpose is to show how much power he has left, which is also the point of you can remove the belt and put a new belt in place of it to recharge the suit real quickly.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't
I
think that should be
love.
so obvious to the enemy, but you do you.
Uh, to be fair, the enemy barely notice him, so yeah. There are two things I love the most about the suit. If you look at its helmet, look at its left eye, there's a light there.
Ah, right here.
It's also, I believe, a camera.
Makes sense to me.
So, this is just a personal note. I think police should be wearing body cams at all times. And also, giving a police officer a light that they don't need to use to hold in their hand, just a good idea. But the other thing I love is the actual leg armor.
Yeah.
Like, it's actual full armor, which is really important for leg protection.
Just don't skip leg day. You'll never be moving in this thing.
Yeah. And the way the feet are designed, it looks like, okay, the right foot looks kind of janky because I'm thinking the suit's falling apart in places because of wear and tear of the show.
You would
But
think that'd be one of the first places to kind of.
yeah. But the feet look really armored and well designed. And you don't think they'd move, but then you realize the gaps are designed to help the foot move.
Yep.
There's a lot of clever design in the third rider suit they made. Well, not third rider suit. This is the upgrade to the third rider suit they made since post show era. And they went heavy with this suit.
I do like the gauntlets. I will say this.
Oh,
The gauntlets are nice.
the gauntlet of the fingers are so nice. And he can take a beating there, and he can dish one out.
And they're nice and flexible to use his gun and his baton.
Yep. What's not pictured here is the number one reason why it wins this place.
Oh.
His final weapon It's a Gatling gun with a rocket launcher built into it, which he uses to shoot God.
Well, what else are you gonna do with it?
Doesn't really work, but because he's normal dude in power suit, he inspires the ones with divine power suit. You know what? We can still fight.
What else are you gonna do with a minigun with a rocket launcher attached to it?
I'm just loving the balls he has to try to shoot. Who is in the middle of erasing all human life.
I gotta finish that series.
Akito is good, but it's not like what I'd call must watch. Good though. And he is, again, my favorite character from Akito, and a large part of the reason why he's my favorite character is the G3 suit, and especially the G3X.
Yeah, I can see why. It definitely the Metal Heroes theme is definitely strong in this one because
Mm-hmm. But heavy armor.
yeah, they weren't bad designs themselves either. So, but I like being able to be able to look at this to tell the resemblance.
Yeah, I do think there's a lot of good designs from Metal Hero, but it's a shame that they never really came back.
Yeah.
Because the Metal Heroes are also where the space shirt Gavin comes from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't we get that as VR Troopers?
I think we get the sequel to Gavin as VR Troopers,
Probably.
and then we got oh, I forget what it was called in Japanese, and they came Battleborgs, and then Big Bad Beetleborg Metallic was the sequel to that sequel.
Yeah, the thing that we made nobody wants.
Uh, the Mystic Knights of Tirnanog,
No, that was at least entertaining.
Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly
That's
Hills.
the one.
Yep,
All right.
number one.
So Em already knows what this is at this point. Kamen Rider
Oh,
Zeo 2.
two.
So simple of a name.
Mm-hmm. Different. It's just nice.
It's got a flare of color that I shouldn't like, but at the same time I do.
Yeah, it really works.
What I really love is the dual rich watch bands going down
Which is
rather than
another
just
example
one.
of why does that work? It shouldn't. What I
Uh,
love is the double watch hands mirroring each other. Again, shouldn't work. Does.
mm-hmm. I love um
The pink.
the
The
Zico
pink.
driver
Yeah,
with
the
the
Zeo
black
driver.
and white for the dark and light that he embraced.
Mm-hmm. The pink on his hips and his hands. I really like.
Yeah, I love the armor segments on his fingers for this for like
Yeah.
finger protection, but he can still grip on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it shows off the watch holders.
Yep.
He doesn't really need it because the suit is freaking powerful. It can see into the future and rewind time.
Yeah, that's useful, I guess.
The flare of purple down here on the boots.
Yep.
A nice touch
Pointless.
of a dark
Love it.
blue on the tips here.
Yep. Steel toed.
Yep. The shoulder pads are nice, simple, and nice.
Deliciously layered colors.
Yeah. The gold again is well used.
Hey, look, Soul. It's got neck protection.
Yep. Just raise your shoulders so your neck is fully protected. That's important.
And even
You
even
need that
then,
to
it's
live.
got basic neck protection with the neck guard.
And the silver of the watch straps really stands out.
Yeah, it's Bandai's not known for using silver as much as gold, but again, silver and gold they have mastered.
Yeah.
With such wizardry, we'll never know.
Like the silver of the watch hands, the silver going down, the shiny silver on the faceplate. Like when they want to use silver, they use silver.
Yep.
And I also like the fact that the straps are silver for the watch holders.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just another thing. It's simple, but it's one of the more going on with my favorites.
Yeah.
As you may have noticed from my last few.
It's an elegant simplicity. Mm-hmm. Like there's enough regalness to it, but it's not like going all out. Like
It's not Omazeo.
It feels like
Yet.
the Prince to Almost Zero. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. But I like the use of the gold to really accentuate all the other colors too. Like at the neck, the
Yep.
shoulders. Like that's all
Yep.
there is gold, but it really accentuates the silver at this on his face.
It's just enough to remind you that he is nobility.
Mm-hmm. So let's see what you got for number one.
You know him.
I was gonna guess.
Kamen Rider Skull.
The one and only.
The most important writer on this list, because without him, this list wouldn't exist. He's the guy who got me into Kamen Rider for real. Like beyond it being like, oh, this is pretty nice, and seeing him, I'm like, okay, this is the thing I have to watch. And then I'm like, hey, Soul, this is the thing you have to watch. This is the ultimate example of simplistic design for me. It is a skull head on a black body with some silver highlights.
There's only one problem with this picture.
It's not badass enough.
No, the white background makes it hard to see his fedora and scarf.
Yeah, it really sucks. But he's got a nice scarf muffler. He's got that hat, which later on has a nice nick into it, which I like.
See, he
He
uses
has,
a very nice, simple two-tone for a lot of his suit. The black and silver.
he doesn't need anything else. He is a skeleton.
I wish there was a little more silver on his legs, but I understand why there's not.
He's bare bones. I'm not sorry for that pun. The only other colors he has is red for the belt and purple for his energy. His eyes aren't actually black either. They're supposed to be like smoky brown, like gun smoke.
Eh.
He's supposed to be kind of intimidating too. And, well, having a skull shoved into your face, pretty intimidating.
Yeah, that'll do it.
He's an homage to Skullman, one of the manga characters Shitoro Ishinomori made before Kamen Rider, who then helped inspire Kamen Rider. Like, he took some ideas from Skullman and refined his counter design he was working on. So to have Kamen Rider homage him in a series, series Kamen Rider Double, which was so much of a love letter to his work, I think was a really brilliant idea. But it's a black bodysuit with silver details. His only weapon is a gun, which is the Skull Magnum, which... I'm sorry, the Skull Magnum sounds pretty badass.
I was about to say, the name alone has me.
And for his attacks, he often fires out giant flaming purple skulls.
Now, I know I said this before, but the one thing that I didn't like was the indent in his mouth.
Which is pretty accurate how skulls are.
It's kind of growing on me.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I didn't like at first either, but the more I looked at the design, the more I was, oh, that's clever. I mean, what's not pictured here is his rib cage can also open up to fire at a giant flipping skull, which you can then kick into you, make it go even faster. You're not dying fast enough.
Let me speed that up for you.
Yeah. When he punches, often his fist is a purple flaming skull, or purple flaming skull from his kick, or from his gun. Again, it's simple, but I'm sorry, a giant flaming energy ball skull will always sound like a cool idea to hit somebody with.
I can't argue that.
And like I said, he's the one guy who's really important to this. I cannot take the character away from the skull. They're too intertwined. My brain is incapable of being rational.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Just the idea of him with the deep voice telling you to count up your sins. Or, sa, omae tsumio, kazuyo. It's just good.
I just
And
appreciate the simplicity of it.
I love the way he just shows up in a few movies. Even when he was considered a bad guy, he was still the most interesting part of that movie. And the fact that he's played by a pretty damn good singer who sings his theme song, Nobody's Perfect. So good. I couldn't think of a better Kamen Rider to end this list on anyway. Because like I said, without him, we wouldn't be Kamen Rider fans. Soul would have never started Double, and it would have never found Vice.
He's right.
It has quickly become our most viewed video, which, thank you all. Please comment on it.
Yeah, I want to see if we pass 500 at this point.
I really want someone to comment what their favorite writer is, or tell us how wrong we are about Forza.
I won't believe you, but you're entitled to your opinion.
Yes, I hope you really enjoyed Forza. NXA and all the shows we couldn't watch. And if you've ever watched Kamen Rider, I hope these suit designs have made you go, shit, I want to watch
And
that.
also,
Because
the
yes,
person who downloaded Berserk, just tell me why.
critique would
Like,
be
was it
nice.
us? Was it the show? Was it something? I'm just curious.
Did we not sing enough praise of Berserk?
Are you sad that the
We
creator's
didn't show the.
dead?
Were you sad we didn't show the graphic stuff? Because no thanks.
I mean, I was tempted to, but I got at least try and get the show stay on YouTube.
But anyway, I want everyone to take one thing reminder away from this. Each of these suits are real life suits.
Yeah,
There's some guy in these, and some of the stunt work they pull off in these suits,
freaking amazing.
which is one of the reasons why we try not to critique the real world downsides of these suits, because we have to remember a human being has to fit in this and then do like somersault kicks.
Like even the gigantic X-Aid suit was mostly someone trying to move around in.
It's still stupid, but I just feel really bad for some of the actors. There's been one main actor in the same suit for like years now, like almost 20 plus years doing stunts.
Yeah, he's also isn't he also like a lot of times the Red Sentai Ranger?
Yes, yes, he is, I believe.
Because I know a lot of a lot of the Sentai actors kind of help out too, and there are a lot of the suit actors as well.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why they've been doing so many crossovers the last few years. That they finally convinced that hey, we want to work together, like together. But the main point I wanted to get across is this man has been injured several times by some of these suits.
My God,
He
they're Jackie Chan's.
Yeah, in Kamen Rider Kiva, the first Kiva suit had so many realistic metal chains on it just for the sound effect, he almost collapsed from the weight. They had to upgrade the suit faster than they wanted to for his health and safety. So, I just want to say, I don't know, look up his name because I forgot to do that.
Yeah, that's like the Godzilla suit actor passed out of the suit a couple of times.
Yeah, but I just wanted to like praise dedication to that kind of job, which there are some apparent skeevy things going on with Kamen Rider, but yeah, need to fix that. Um, Senji Takawami, I believe his name is. Let's see. Yup, he has been. Oh, his first role was Zoo Ranger's Dragon Ranger, aka the Green Ranger.
Huh, go figure.
He has been acting since 1992.
Damn.
He's 54, and the last Kamen Rider show he did was uh 01.
Nice.
He passed the suit on to somebody else. Nice.
Congrats to
Let's
that
see.
man.
Yeah, he's basically every main writer, and his understudy takes over for him for cameo movies.
You know what that means?
Hmm?
He was probably Zio.
He was Zio.
Haha.
He was Build, he was X8, he was Ghost, he was Drive, he was Gaim, he was
We
Wizard,
apologize for being Drive.
he was Forze,
We apologize for that one too.
he was O's, he was Double. He's been every Commodore since. Um, he's been every main Commodore since Agito. He played Rider Man for an episode of Counter Black RX. So whoops. The last time he was a Red Ranger, it was for Ninja.
Huh.
I'm not sorry for that one, but I know Soul is sorry for that one. Man has a long discography.
So we slight note just for reference.
Hmm.
We promised a Batman episode.
We had to,
Postpone that.
yeah, life got in the way.
Yes. So
Are we?
I'm going to pose a question to the audience. See if we get a response that way in the comments.
Are you going to give them an option to pick one or two?
I want to give them 3 options.
Ooh, 3 options.
So here's what I'm thinking, and if you would like to add an option or discredit one, please feel free.
Oh, sure.
One is a redone Godzilla episode
Mm, that could be good.
because now we have pictures we can show different suits.
I would like that.
2 is Ruby, since we are both fans of that show.
We could go over a slight overview of Ruby. The last episode was
7 or 8? I gotta watch that one.
8.
Okay, I gotta watch 7 and 8. Then I fell behind because of work.
That's fine.
Or, and I was saving this for a really special one, but I really want to do it soon because it's on the tip of my tongue a lot of times now because I've been talking to a few people about it.
Mm.
And it's one of the ones that I love doing in the original.
Mm.
Another remake of Chrono Trigger. Now that we can do pictures and whatnot.
I would prefer to save Chrono Trigger for the anniversary of the show.
Well, we are getting close to that.
Fair enough. I was thinking though we go back to video games with the Pink Puffball Kirby.
Ooh, that would be also a nice one. So I will give it to you those 4 options, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
If there's even if you want to add an option that we may not have thought of that might come up,
yeah.
feel free to leave a comment and suggest a show or a movie or a game or a comic or something.
Uh,
And
please no radio shows. My radio's exhausted.
yes, we usually try to keep the things that we usually do visuals with.
Mm,
It usually helps keep the things going.
yeah.
But
Although I might want to get sold into a podcast I listened to a while back called the Magnus Archive.
ooh, that sounds
It's
interesting.
spooky. It's spooky.
So
And then hey, there's a free plug. Check out the Magnus Archive.
there you go. But just to try to see if we can stir up some comments going on.
Yeah.
As like we said, leave a comment. Tell us about your favorite suit, your favorite Kamen Rider series.
Tell us how we were wrong about the suit designs.
Tell us what you thought we might have been right about.
Yeah, I want to know how many people love Skull Guy.
And like I said, if you have an idea for what we could do on the show next, feel free to recommend it. I would be more than interested to know what you guys would like us to comment on or rate. Or
But
even,
if you guys don't vote for anything, it'll either be Godzilla, Ruby, Kirby, or Chrono Trigger.
and I may just have to flip a dice.
You don't flip a dice, you roll a dice.
Yeah, but I like
Also-
flipping it just to get it up in the air as high as I can.
Also, you roll a die. Rolling a dice is rolling multiple dice.
Yeah, but I like doing that. See if it comes up odds or even. I don't really count the numbers.
That doesn't really work for when you have 4 options.
Okay, I'll just roll the D4 then. Well, if
Okay,
nobody else
okay.
comments on it, I'll just roll the D4.
All right, that works. So obviously there can't be any preview owners this time.
But
And hopefully that we don't have to re-record this episode, because if we have to re-record this episode, I'm going to scream into the void.
well, the voice had a letter asking you to please stop.
Oh, I'm not allowed to scream at children anymore. Well,
You know what you can scream into?
You?
Evil. He's a void.
Oh yeah, he is a black hole. Wait, I don't want to get that close to Evil.
Just make sure you don't stare him in the eyes.
What am I supposed to stare in the eyes?
Anyway, folks, thank you for listening. We appreciate any comments or likes you might give, and any ideas you have. And have a good night.
Right on.